But what's the general demi operation? What's that? How much is that? I would. Okay, not only would I'd actually I know a lot of people. First time I did not only that's necessary, but I want to not and I feel like Dog. Well. Oh, dog. Well, hand me that guitar. Hand me that guitar, dog. Let's get this show on the road. Here's one you'll know.
Hey everybody, it's me, Scoutmaster Emery. Super nice to see you. Happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. Thankfully, I feel really good today. Had a bit more of a nap, which helped tremendously in terms of my energy and stamina. So even though I'm a little bit later, I have a feeling we can go pretty hard tonight. I would really like to beat this game by Friday. As I've said a few times, I'm not going to be around tomorrow. I'm celebrating Pie Day with some friends with a pie, which I think will be quite fun. Maybe I'll drop some photos and things like that. Should be pretty enjoyable. In fact, I should actually probably film some of it. I'm gonna make a little reminder to myself to bring some little camera goodies. But hello to all of you. Hope you guys are doing well. I am excited for Digital Devil Survivor, which I guess will probably start next week. Of course, Cabell did spend a bunch of channel points making that happen. Sorry, just writing that down. Should be really fun. I know it's a tactics game. I know it's long. I know SMT games tend to run on the longer side. But honestly, I don't have like too much experience with them other than Strange Journey and the Persona games. So I think that will be really, really interesting. Oh, whoa. I just realized my calendar is way off. I was not even remotely on the right spot for my calendar. Alright. Looks pretty good. Cool. Alright, well that was solid. Alright, hello though. Hope you guys are all doing well. Daedalus, nice to see you. Tobbs, nice to see you too. It's been a while. It's definitely been a while. Daedalus, hope you had a great day. And that is really interesting, Cabo, that it came out before Japan. I wonder if anyone would want to look this up. Has there ever been another Japanese console that's come out in the US before Japan? I feel like that's a really rare exception. I remember reading a while back that they wanted to hit like the Black Friday rush. They figured if they were already close to releasing it around that time, that would be like a big deal. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of interesting to me. I feel like that's extremely rare, especially for like actual Nintendo, which is of course a Japanese company, right? Super, super interesting stuff. Also, let me do one last thing real quick here as well. Since I'm around, give me the smallest of seconds right here. But yes, I think that is good. I guess just to give everybody a last recap as far as the story of this game goes, we are in an embassy. We just defended our friend from potentially murdering a thief who entered the area, which is like pretty crazy and hard to, you know, hard to wrap our head around. We were able to get that done. And yeah, I don't know. It's funny. Like, I feel like there's a lot of like intrigue going down back and forth between like the two sides of the embassy. There's a lot of like legal implications about like, you know, criminal activities and things like that, or being able to prosecute people in different parts of the land, which is really rare for the Ace Attorney games. I think that's kind of a fun thing to think about. So let me go ahead and boot up the game. Let's get that going. I took care of what I needed. The Wii came out in the US 2 weeks. Really? So the Wii and the DS both came out before. I wonder when the Wii launched. Was the Wii also like a Black Friday-ish, like November kind of? Anyone know the answer to that? Was that also the Wii? That's kind of interesting to me. And I wonder if that will ever be the case ever again. I remember when Pokemon games used to come out in Japan months and months and months before the US. I'm really glad that those are pretty much synced up nowadays. Hey, Cheese, hello there. We are definitely going to have fun. I don't know what our tier is. I don't know what we're going to be up to. But by the way, our Advance Wars tournament, or our round robin is going. Do you want the match info right up to go in the tournaments? Either way works. Probably the hub. The hub is probably better, Cheese, because that, you know, that's a bit more permanent. That's a bit more permanent, you know. Whoa, Daedalus, I did not know about that. I'm sorry to hear that about Japan. That's wild. That's really sad, actually. I led the Damascus II investigation to Francisca, and I've returned to Bobble. I suppose my first order of business should be to look into Bobble's statue. Mr. Edgeworth! By the way, if anyone wants to play Duelist of Eden, I keep forgetting to put on the channel points, but I guess let me know if you want to fight, and I'm down for it. We're tier 1. Oh my. That's exciting. It's great. Investigating is so much fun. In other words, they've made absolutely no progress. We weren't goofing off, honest, sir. We've been investigating our hearts out. Very well, then. Would you care to give me an update on your investigation? Oh, we had a really fun time, sir. I knew it. Zero progress. In any case, Detective Gumshoe, you have permission to enter the Alabastian Embassy, is that correct? Yup. As a local detective, I'm helping out with investigations on both sides, sir. Good. In that case, I can leave these pieces of evidence with you. They belong to the lady under the Pink Princess's mask. The Pink Princess? What kind of lady is playing her, sir? The kind that was also the role of the Pink Badger yesterday. Ugh. Ugh. Understood, sir. I love how polite Edgeworth is about dissing this girl. We came out, was another November one, yeah. And Wii U, so interesting. So actually, so maybe Nintendo has more of a history than I thought of in terms of US releases coming up before Japan. Super interesting. Super interesting. How was everyone's Wednesday been, by the way? I'm really happy because, as you guys know, I've been substitute teaching. I've got 2 more days this week, and they're both minimum days. I don't know if that was a thing outside of California, but basically it's like a way shorter day, so I get paid my full rate, and it's like half the time, so I'm pretty happy about that. And that nap really helped me out today. I feel less sick and less sneezy. Evidence that has lost their value was given to Detective Gumshoe. Now then, I don't believe I'll be needing this anymore either. What? Are you really gonna throw that autograph away? Yes, because the Steel Samurai was a fake. Scrunched up into a ball and disposed of. Wait, what? What do you mean by a fake? Now then, I believe it's time for a little housekeeping. Unnecessary evidence has been removed and remaining evidence has been rearranged. Alright, solid. That's so funny. I love Edgeworth being so petty about stuff. Alright, oh wait, what happened to my game? There we go. Hey, you're not going back to Alabasta already, are you? Thanks, Retro, great clip. Alright. And Ambassador Poleno. Ah, you're back now, are you, Mr. Edgeworth? You must be tired. Here, with these, you can eat whatever you'd like. And these are discount tickets for our cafeteria. They open tomorrow at 10 in the morning. I appreciate the concern. However, these coupons do nothing for me right now. This open-air stage, what function does it serve exactly? Well, normally we use it for a variety of events. It's all to attract that extra bit of attention to Bobble. Hey, Rox, it's nice to see you. Wait, you're telling me all 4 of the matches are 4 different tiers and 4 unique maps? And that was pure random? Jeez, that's awesome. That'll be really fun to check out, to spectate all 4 of those matches then, huh? Ambassador Alba was to give a speech. And you know what? Manny told me that I really should give a speech too. Mr. Cochin told you that? Yes, he did. Which is why I thought I should give a speech of my own. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to. Because of the fire. Ambassador Poleno, I'd like to ask you a little bit more about the Prima Duck statue. I see. Well, let me ask you this. Did you know that Alabast and Babel used to be one country called Codopia? Yes, I know that much about your history. Well, the Prima Duck statue belonged to the founders of Codopia. At least that's how the story goes. It was bequeathed unto the king of Codopia as a symbol of the country's wealth. That's right, which is why both countries are so adamant about their claim to sovereignty. We hold the real statue, therefore we hold the right to rule. It's pretty petty when you think about it, though. But if Alabast and Baba were to re-establish relations, shouldn't that put an end to the squabbling over the statue? I have no reason to believe so. The Prima Duck statue is even more important now as a key to diplomacy. I wonder if Ambassador Poleno knows about what has happened to the very important key to diplomacy. Ambassador Poleno, if you could please take a look at this for me. The Prima Duck statue sitting here in Alabast actually belongs to Babel. So it would appear. I received a call from Miss Von Karma about this earlier. Then you will understand why I wish to inspect Babel's Prima Duck statue immediately, because the statue currently in her country's possession. Yes, well, I've already inspected it myself, and it is definitely Alabast statue. I know, because it's the real statue. Oh, wow. They know that Babel's was the replica. Hey, Tari, nice to see you. I'm embarrassed to say it's true, even though I knew one day it would be exposed. I received my orders from the leaders of Babel, and I was to negotiate with Ambassador Alba at the event. I was to negotiate with him and fix the results of the evaluation. To say that we could not determine which statue was the real one. Why are you telling me all this? Well, because you already figured it out. Our statue is just a hollow gold shell. Even if Babel were to lose face, the reunification is what's important. I'm right in thinking that, aren't I? I'm not making a mistake, right? If you don't know yourself, then I won't pretend to know either. What a great answer. What a great answer, Edgeworth. Never thought I'd be betrayed by my own secretary. The real symbol of wealth that should be given to me. Isn't it simply ironic? No, you're not. You're fine. You're not interrupting anything, Tari. Always happy to hear people. Don't care about platinums, but P5 screwed me. Oh, wow. And the 2DS was released in late 2013. Wait, what? Unfunny, can you post that on our Trello page? That's such an interesting factoid. Seems to be greedy. Yeah, I know what you mean, Daedalus. A bit greedy. Kind of, I feel like a little greedy. Kind of like good-natured and good-spirited, but like if you're the ambassador of a country, he's probably a little shadier than not, right? One thing I'd like to ask you about. Oh, and don't worry, you can ask me more than one thing. How about 2 or 3? In exchange, I expect you'll be coming to Babel, yes? Thank you, but the one thing is all I require. Manny Cochin, I'd like to ask you about this man who was your secretary. Sure, I'll tell you what I know. Hey, Zeta. No, your match is fine because it's asynchronous. You're good, Zeta. It's overtime, so there's no time rush, there's no time crunch. You can play as much as you want. Really, really good stuff. Thank you for your cooperation, Ambassador. He was, well, if I had to put it in one word, he was an able man. If there was ever anything I needed as an ambassador, he was able to get it for me. To think that a man like that had a hand in a smuggling ring right under my nose. Actually, I suppose because he was an able man, I was unable to detect his dirty dealings. It sounds like Mr. Cochin had a very sharp mind. I wonder, did Ambassador Poleno really not know about the smuggling ring? You know, that seems hard to swallow. Manny's been really busy. Since I became the Babelese representative, he's been working tirelessly to cover my work. I'm sorry, but what is this Country Unification Council? Oh, well, you see, had tonight's events proceeded without a hitch, our two countries were to reunify and become one again. But I guess with how things turned out, that dream won't be realized anytime soon. That's sad. Imagine North and South Korea maybe coming together. And that's pretty much that, isn't it? Having a real time of it cleaning up after the fire. Suppose we should stay out here and investigate the stage some more, then. Oh, okay. Was the stage where the Jammin' Ninja took place? Is that, or maybe the Steel Samurai? Yeah, I'm with you, Daedalus. I'm with you. Definitely some missions. Daedalus, have you played the other Ace Attorney games, out of curiosity? Has anyone here played a lot of them? You know, I would love to perform on a stage like this. Something like the Greatest Great Thief Show. I would think it'd be a bad idea for a thief to show their face to the world. Bags full of cement powder are stacked here. Suppose they're for the renovation. Okay, the only scent you should detect in a place like this is the smell of sweat. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, that was a pretty good play on words there. Ah, gummy, don't randomly jump into one of our dialogues like that. Were you eavesdropping on us, Detective Gumshoe? No, it's not like that, sir. Poor Gumshoe. A ladder. Actually, that's a step ladder. They're the exact same thing. No way, from their structure up, they're totally different. But of course, from a thief's perspective, the best kind of ladder is the rope ladder. A step ladder is much too heavy to carry around, after all. They're dangerous during an upgrade. Ladders versus step ladders, if you guys don't know, is a running joke in the Ace Attorney games. Alright, we just did that. Maybe I should talk to Gumshoe? A sign here warning passerbyers to take precautions. They're really going all out, huh? There's construction going on. Also, how's your D&D gonna go? D&D is so much fun. I have not played D&D in a minute. It's been like, I would say maybe half a year since I last played. Alright, let's talk to Gumshoe and see what he thinks. It's interesting how Gumshoe has two themes in this game. He's got his old theme and also his newer one. Well, I don't have much else to do. I do enjoy a good investigation, sir. Ah, well. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. I take it he's found nothing of particular use, as usual. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I got something really interesting from Ambassador Polano. Oh, and what is this something interesting? This, sir. Whoa, what the heck is that? It's so pretty, I'm jealous. That's a real treasure. Why does the flame burn green, Detective? So apparently if you burn the special wit crystal oil they only make in Bobble, it burns this green color, sir. Interesting, so it's a special property of the oil. This is a ploy to force people to visit Bobble should the oil run out. Hey Gummy, what about these silhouettes? They stuck out some cutouts on the outside. Silhouettes, huh? They're rather pretty, aren't they? I feel like these silhouettes are important. You could probably project them. I'm supposed to be asking for an update on the investigation. Hey, what's wrong, sir? There's something I want to investigate for me. Do you think you can do that much? Uh-huh. You got it, sir. Hey, that's not fair. Why is Gummy getting to do all the fun stuff? Ah, well, that's because I'm Mr. Edgeworth's partner. I can't believe you took advantage of the confusion and stole my role as assistant. I expect the two of you to get along and work together like professionals. Hey, where are you going? Are you heading back to Alabast? Yes, but before I do, I suppose I should give you a summary of what's happened. Oh, I see. So there's been a murder in both countries using an object from the other country? That's the gist of it. Bobble is just as strict as Alabast in their inspection of the people and the things that enter. That really limits the number of suspects, doesn't it? The only logical conclusion. Perhaps the key to the weapon smuggling is the person who traversed both countries. You mean the fake Yatagarasu? In one way or another, the Yatagarasu was connected, of this I'm sure. Now, where was the Yatagarasu first spotted? I believe it was the Rose Garden. The garden is just on the other side of this boundary. It's where Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight. At least that's where I heard the Yatagarasu had appeared. It's vital that I investigate the Rose Garden post-haste. Wait, before you go, take a look at this, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? My guess is it's a guitar pick. I picked it up just now over there. You think it'll be of any use? There's a little water on it, but how did the water get on there? Doesn't look like there's anything that could get wet from around here. They have concerts at the open air. Have a good one, Daedalus. Have fun with that. Have some fun with D&D. Thanks for popping in here, my friend. Mr. Edgeworth, would you hold on to this? It's misused perfume. It's the bottle that woman left behind and I found 7 years ago. Okay, that perfume is not going to smell good after 7 years. I thought one day it'd be some use in tracking her down. So I kept it safe all this time. Thank you, I'd be honored to hold on to it. I don't think perfume will still smell the same way after 7 years. I think it would make more sense if Kay bought a new bottle. Okay, we're gonna go investigate the Rose Garden. Oh, is this the Rose Garden? Looking at these scaffolds makes me want to climb them. I recommend you do not try. There was a fire burning here not too long ago. Thief Child says that there's a height to be scaled, then scale it you must. she's trying to be Langzy, huh? Is that a bush? Hey, do you detect a scent of treasure coming from this bush? Not at all. No scent of treasure. I'm not with it. No, and it's important for both thieves and prosecutors to be energetic. Is it? I guess this is the Rose Garden? Oh, this is the Rose Garden. Let's see. Oh, this is fun. This is the first time we really got to actually investigate the entire areas. Because all the other games that we played, all the other cases we've done so far, it's been pretty clear which areas to investigate. Okay, we're back here. Gumshoe's gone. Bags full of cement powder. Suppose they're for renovation. I don't smell a drop of gold here. Okay, the only scent you should detect in a place like this is the smell of sweat. Gummy's coats. That was a bit rude, wasn't it? Was not. I was trying to say that Gummy's a real hard worker. The fact you took my sentence completely the wrong way makes you rude. It would appear the stage is being renovated. Too many messages. All right. I'm surprised we haven't found any new logic yet either with some of these silhouettes. They're really going all out, huh? I believe Ambassador Polino said it was to attract more tourists. How about transforming it into a courthouse? I feel like I've investigated everything here, huh? A wheelbarrow. That's interesting. I don't know. We can't enter the stage. We're just here in Alabast. Is that where the Rose Garden is? Oh, that makes way more sense. The Rose Garden's out here. Okay. I didn't realize it was in Alabast. I thought it was in Babel. Ah, my superior, Von Karma. How are things in Babel? Although I can't really say I expect much from Scruffy and that girl. The investigation into Manny Kochan's death hasn't really progressed any. However, the investigation into the Atagarasu has. Even now, I find it hard to believe a person who can freely traverse between the two countries at will, preposterous. That's what I came here to investigate. I heard that this is where the witnesses claim to have seen the Itagarasu. That's correct. Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight. And that's when the Itagarasu appeared. The shadow of the mysterious thief. Just as suddenly it vanished. After that, there was the fire at the Babali's embassy. I vow that not a single feather from the Itagarasu shall escape my due diligence. A statue of a woman. I wonder if the lady is pouring water. It says it's a statue of the queen who spoke of love to King Primadux. Ah, he was the king, of course. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it seems you are lousy at reading a woman's heart. I opened my mouth about a statue, and she somehow made the leap to that. There's an overturned spotlight here. The audience was waiting for the speech to start, and to panic, that's when she must have knocked it over. Mass confusion that took place here. I thought to use my whip to capture the Itagarasu, however, there were people in my way, and I was unable to land even a single lash. Some other poor saps were hit. There are roses scattered on the surface, creating a pleasant fragrance. The pool's water is also used for putting out the fires. I see. Awesome, sounds good, cheese. And also, my name is Scoutmaster Demi on, I just made an account earlier today, so. The spouts are here. If the water is used to put out fires, I suppose it must be refilled to its normal level. Which suggests that this pool was recently used somehow. Okay, fountain spouts. What? No! Oh, what? How dare you surprise me like that? I'm sorry. Oh, hey, Edgy, thanks for what you did back there. Your gratitude alone is enough. More importantly, Larry, this pool is not for your personal enjoyment. I know that. Do you really think that I'm the type that just jump into a pool and swim around for fun? Alright then, did you by chance fall into the pool? Nice guess, but no dice. So you know my son, right, Edgy? I guess I kind of lost sight of him when I shook hands with the ambassador. And I'm pretty sure he was around here when I last saw him. Oh, that's cool. That's a man. Jeez, it's such a good client. Not an actual kid, Retro. It's the iron. What are you going to do if your son fell into the pool? I think he's talking about the iron infant. How old is this child of yours anyway? Huh? Oh, how old is he again? Larry, this is the first time I've heard of a son. Who exactly is the mother? The mother? Oh, that chick, the pink princess. The pink princess? Ms. Von Karma, I was a bit confused by this man's words for a bit there. However, I believe what he is looking for is the doll of the Iron Infant. That's right, because I'm the Steel Samurai through and through. But you know what's funny? Larry Butts does seem like the kind of a few kids, doesn't he? The Iron Infant's my cute little son. You give a whole new meaning to the phrase an astounding fool. Larry, we have not seen a hide nor hair of the Iron Infant, but rest assured, if we should find him, we'll let you know. Now get out of there. Sounds good. In that case, I'll go search over there. Well, it's not as though he'll get very far swimming around in that pool. And though he's unrelated to the murders, he sure knows how to cause a lot of trouble. It was by one dude? Really? Passion project by one dude. Holy cow. In order to save the queen, King Primadux put his life on the line and went to war. Primadux was a person of royal blood. I thought it was simply a person imitating a character from ancient legend. What surprised me is that a real person looked like the Steel Samurai existed. Oh, is that Shilong Lang? With his cool glasses. They finished checking out all the bystanders. And we found 14 counts of pickpocketing, 16 counts of illegal parking. One person ran a light, sir. Don't tell me you didn't find anything related to the case. Sir, not a single thing, sir. Well, for now, let's just get those other lawbreakers down to the precinct. Agent Lang. Well, if it isn't Mr. Prosecutor, I would just like to thank you for your assistance earlier. Make no mistake, it's not like I was trying to help you with what I did. After I left, did you receive word from Ambassador Alba? We're to wrap up our bodyguard assignment at the end of the day. Oddly enough, we received word from HQ to return home on an urgent matter. As if I can be so easily called away from this case after I've come so far. I swear I'll find the truth and I'll drag it out screaming into the light. You're with me on that, right, Mr. Prosecutor? Look at him just blatantly ignoring his orders. I love it. Honestly, Shilong Lang being such a rule breaker has been really helpful for us. You were working as Ambassador Alba's bodyguard at the time, so naturally, you witnessed when the Yatagarasu appeared, correct? Yeah, I saw the thief all right with my own 2 eyes. The Yatagarasu was always there, lurking in the shadows. Though when the spotlights were turned on for Ambassador Alba's speech, a shadow appeared. That's when cries of, "It's the Yatagarasu!" rang out. The next second, the spotlight went out. And by the time we got the area lit again, the deaf thief had vanished. When we investigated afterwards, we found out the reason the lights were out was because someone had unplugged the extension plug. Whether it was someone doing it on purpose or simply a guest who had tripped over it, we have no idea. But one thing's for certain. The Yatagarasu was here. So you're saying that basically all you saw was the thief's silhouette? Yes. If all you saw was a shadow, then it's entirely possible the shadow belonged to someone else. Ha! Good thinking, sis. You just might be right. If it weren't for the fact that there was no one else with the same shape. Not among the staff or the audience members. My men have already done a thorough check of everyone, so I know I'm right. Someone else's shadow. That sounds like a plausible hypothesis. The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow. I believe I figured out its true origin. I expected no less from my subordinate. Now let's hear what you know on the subject. Francisco loves it. What really cast the shadow? I feel like it's the projector.
Take that!
Francisco, if you could take a look at this. Wait, is that the projector? Is that the projector? Huh. As I thought. For you see, I was merely testing you just now. I love how even Edgeworth when he's wrong. Oh my lord. There's a lot of whips. There really is one thing that can explain how it was cast. That doesn't count? I guess that's not a projector? Is that a projector? Or maybe it's the statue itself? The statue with the projector on it?
Take that!
There we go. The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow. Is it not possible that it was created by this statue? Are you playing me for a fool, Miles Edgeworth? This statue bears absolutely no resemblance to the shadow. You are correct, however, this statue is just but one part of the whole picture. The other part is here. Wait, a bag of ice cream? A bag of ice cream and hash browns? Is that from McDonald's, Kirito?
Take that!
That's actually kind of a fun perk of the job. The Yatagarasu statue was made from the shadows of 2 statues. Right now, the spotlights are all over the place. This is because they were moved when the guests were in a panic state. However, if we were to restore the lights to where they were when the thief appeared, you believe the 2 shadows will create the shadow of the silhouette. First, if we set up a spotlight to cast a shadow of King Primadux, the shadow of the king's statue would appear on the backdrop like this. Likewise, if we set up a light of the queen who spoke of love, her silhouette would appear on the backdrop to the stage. This is so clever how they took 2 different statues to make it like that. It looks nothing like the Yatagarasu shadow. Miles Edgeworth, how do you explain this grotesque shape? Calm down, Francisca. The way to the light needs to be shown on the queen's statue because that's wrong. I believe the whole of the king's statue needs to be used for this to work. However, in the case of the queen, I don't believe her whole shadow is needed. Rather, the person who created the shadow only used one part of it. That one part alone is enough to fill in the rest of the Atagarasu's shadow. Why didn't you say that in the first place? You're right, I apologize. What part of the queen's statue was used to complete the shadow? Did I say the leaf?
Take that!
Oh, it's not the leaf, huh? Yikes. Become a fugitive. Miles Edgeworth, why are you withholding the correct information from me? Alright, let me save it up. We are dangerously low on life. That's why the ice cream machines are always broken, yes. That's exactly right. Alright. It's really not the leaf, huh? Very well, just don't mess up again. I guess her hand, right? I just realized it's her hand. Which actually is really clever. Think back to what is missing in our shadow. 5 long, thin areas, correct? What does that remind you of? It can only be the shadow of the queen's left hand. Francisca, can we please adjust the spotlight's position so that it only shines on the queen's left hand? Yeah, she's actually whipping you and killing you, unlike other games or other scenarios. Unless it's an ice cream shop. How do I recommend not buying ice cream fast food? Wait. Repeat it again, Unfunny. Why is that the case? Yeah, that's exactly the shadow I saw. The culprit must have been changing the spotlight's positioning beforehand, and then pulled the plug after other people saw them. And then panicked, the guest must have moved the spotlights around, which we can assume was also part of the culprit's idea. By the time lights came back on, the Atagarasu's shadow is over. It was a construct from the very beginning. So you see, the Atagarasu never did visit Alabas tonight. The only country he visited was Babel. Though it can be assumed he had an accomplice in Alabas. But who? I assume it was the person who set up the shadow show. I sense the biggest clue yet to solving the case is the existence of this accomplice. Are we healed, right? Nice. How's the investigation going? Ah, Detective Bad. Detective Bad, have you come to join us in investigating? I left the murder in Agent Leng's charge. And my only target from the very beginning is the Yatagarasu, so yes. So what have you found out? I got a piece of evidence. May I see it? Sure, but you might regret it. We're here because we are ready to face whatever may come. So, if you please. When people heard the commotion, bystanders started gathering. And one woman claimed, I'm telling you, I'm a genuine international journalist. You don't know if they're actually being cleaned. B, you don't know how long it has been there. Oh. Yikes. I have never ever thought about that. I'm funny. Holy cow. Haven't really been cleaned. How long it's been there. Oh my. A journalist. Well, actually, she's a freelance cameraman. This is the photo I got from her. What in the world? The Atagarasu was flying through the air? The times, they are a-changing. It's not just man, but evidence. Even they lie to us now. When was this photo taken? Apparently right after the fires. It was taken from a nearby building that you can see the embassy from. I see, so this was taken after the fire. Wow. This is that's gotta be a lot of heart right there, huh, as far as investigative journalists go. Hey, Tag Fitty, nice to see you. The blur in the photo. It flew over the boundary, headed for the embassy of Alabast. This is simply not possible. People are incapable of flight. Is that a fact? I've had the pleasure of dealing with a case involving a flying person once. Actually, come to think of it, I've come across a case like that as well. 2, actually. Maybe it happens more often than we think. Am I up to the task of solving the mystery behind this photograph? Well, the Atagarasu took off from the Babalese embassy, so I should start from there. Francisca, I need to return to the Babel investigation for a bit. Someone bought a cone. Our manager was forced to sell it by the district manager. It was a caramel color, and you only sold vanilla cones. Oh my lord. That's horrible. That is horrible. Oh my gosh. Come on, let's get back to our investigation. March 14th, Babalese Embassy. To think, after running around, we're back where we first started. Hello, Mr. Edgeworth! Have you found Manny's killer yet? I'm terribly sorry, Ambassador Poleno, but I've yet to find his killer. Then I guess his murder really was the work of the Atagarasu. Let's get one thing straight, it was the work of the fake one. My real Yatagarasu is a noble vigilante who's only out to steal the truth. Please don't make such a sad face. If there's anything I can do for you, all you have to do is ask, alright? Mr. Poleno. Actually, there is one thing you can do. Will you allow us to take another look around? We didn't have enough time to conduct a thorough investigation earlier. Investigate to your heart's content. Thank you, Mr. Poleno. You're a total gentleman. Haha! You don't need to waste such nice words on me, little miss. Those two sure got chummy awfully quickly. Comparing the state of the room before and after the fire. Then we should look into the manner of the suspicious person you spotted. When I came into this room, that person was already gone. But I'm willing to bet that person that we were chasing was Kochin's killer. Hard to believe that person's unrelated. Furthermore, because the key was stolen 7 years ago, it signals that perhaps Miss Yu is also somehow involved. I knew it, that woman is almost definitely the killer. Yet again, we don't know that. Too many mysteries to be solved. I received the most dangerous and mysterious photo. Uncle Bad, he's taking part in the investigation too? He's been chasing after the Atagarasu for all these years. Uncle Bad. Now, I was told this photo was taken just after the fire. Oh, thanks, Tobbs. Appreciate you, my friend. Thanks for hanging out with us. Does this mean that I was chasing the fake one after all? I don't know the answer to your question, but I don't think people can fly either. Well, we'll need to investigate a bit more before we can say anything about this. They won't miss the breakfast foods. You know, when I used to work at Panda Express, the best thing ever was taking my food home after the day. Below the body? The body's been taken in for an autopsy. You can see the Alabastrian embassy, where Damas II was killed. What's new to investigate? Everyone's helpful to counteract Larry, yes. A bottle of Babalese ink. Looks like there's still a lot of ink left. You found out how Arby's makes their burgers and you would not recommend a burger there? How does Arby's make their burgers?
Hold it.
How does BK make their burgers? Well, it's just that there is something strange about the ink. Looks like a comfortable chair. We need to preserve the crime scene. They have such a fun dynamic. A bunch of flyers with different coupons. Alright, let's see. Only one book left standing in here. Treasures of the World. It was a map of treasures, too. Very interesting. Oh, this is an open drawer. Did we look in that? The previous desk also fell victim to the fire. Oh, it actually is a flame broiled grill. I like BK burgers for them being flame broiled, actually. I mean, it doesn't have a broiler or a grill. They deep fry the patty and then microwave it. Oh my gosh. Rather unusual shape. I suppose this must be another souvenir from somewhere. The contents of this drawer survived the fire rather well. Let's see if there's anything useful left in here, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, there's something I should deduce, huh? Seems kind of interesting. Seems kind of like the pick, actually. That also horrifies me. That's horrible. Now then, Ambassador, I'd like to ask about your movements before the fire broke out. Which fire are you talking about? There was more than one tonight? Huh? Oh, I see. I guess you didn't hear about it. We had 2 fires here at the Babalese embassy. Wait, but the only fire we know about is the one after the Jammin' Ninja. Well, the first occurred after the start of the Jammin' Ninja show. Luckily, only the 4th and 5th floors caught on fire. Not wanting to cause a panic, we decided to keep it internal. The fire was the second one. The one I witnessed was the second. Come to think of it, didn't Detective Bad make reference to the first fire? When was this photo taken? Apparently right after the fires on the 4th and 5th floor were put out. Suppose this means that the photo was taken just after the first one. But their cold cuts are good, okay. I'm glad Arby's has something of quality to them. So got a cold cut, huh? Second fire was contained. Leftover embers from the fires on the first floor. A very bad stroke of luck. Follow feature, you can follow specific games. Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah. Oh, that would be, yeah, that'd be great. Cheese, can you help me figure that out over DMs? I would love that. Matty himself, all gone in the blink of an eye. I would love that. That'd be awesome. I feel so sorry for you, Mr. Polano. Oh, look at me going on. What was it you wanted to ask about again? We were discussing what your actions were. And if you happen to know what Mr. Cochin's actions and whereabouts were too. Let's see, I've been quite busy all day. I woke up and brushed my teeth, then I had a roll for breakfast. Fascinating. How about if you just skip to the relevant parts? Oh, if you'd like the condensed version, I can give that to you. What did Mr. Cochin and you do this morning? Originally, we were supposed to meet and shake hands with a Jammin' Ninja, but Manny and I wanted to turn it into a photo op. You helped clean Mr. Cochin's office. Why were you not cleaning your own? Forgot to mention this, but my office is currently undergoing renovations. Oh, that's right, they are renovating. Why both the Prima Dex statue and the Bobbly's knives are set down there. Oh, but the tidying didn't take much, really. We just burned some files that were no longer needed. I bet cleaning up the fireplace must have been a real pain, though, huh? About that, I kind of forgot to clean the ashes out. Haha, I guess I'm up a creek without Manny here to get angry at me. An ambassador like yourself has been on the receiving end of a secretary's anger. Oh, he was very good at being very mad. Even just this morning, he got mad at me. I spilled some Bobbly's ink onto the back wall when I was burning the files, you see. And he got mad at me, saying I should treat the ink with more respect. Apparently, orders go up in the chain of command around here. Just some cleaning. Don't tell me I had no other work to do being an ambassador and all. Now then, if you could tell me what you and Mr. Cochin were up to this afternoon. Well, Manny and I went down to the Theatrum Neutralis. We had to be there for the start of the Steel Samurai stage show. After the show started, I went back to my office on the 5th floor alone. So they were together until the start of the Steel Samurai. A little while later, I had straightened myself up a bit and I returned to the theater because I was to take part in the photo op. Hey, Emerald Ruby, so nice to see you. Hello to you. Did a party go horribly wrong? That's an understatement. Emerald, have you played this game before? Do you want me to give... I can give you the full details if you'd like. Nice to have you in here. A fantastic photo. Ambassador Alba, the Steel Samurai, and myself. After the photo shoot, I went back to my office to prepare for my handshake with the Jamma Ninja. He seems to be rather overworked for an ambassador. The first fire broke out and I escaped down the stairs. My office was completely destroyed, but thankfully no one was hurt. I admit, I ran away as fast as my legs could carry me. But during the second one, I pitched in. I know, he makes me nervous, right? Unfunny, the way he, like, moves his hands and his expressions, right? He's got that, like, high nervous energy, doesn't he? So you didn't see Mr. Cochin again until after the start of the Steel Samurai show. That's right, the next time I saw him, he was lying there in an eternal sleep. I see. Ambassador Poleno, I thank you very much for your help. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more assistance, Mr. Edgeworth. Anything else, please don't hesitate to ask. Yeah, like a nervous kiss-up. Oh, I just thought of it right now, but during the second fire, Manny was worried about his office, so he came rushing back to it. I called out to him, and when I received no reply, I used my spare key to open the door. But when I did, I was greeted by the roaring green flames. The flames were so big I wasn't able to see the room at all. The fire was green? It must be the ink. Yes, it burns green as it's lit, as you can see by this lantern. And Bobbly's ink is also made of the same oil, which means it would also burn green. You know, I too had thought it was Manny's ink that had caught fire. I was surprised to find out there was still a bottle of ink left on his desk. The case of green flames. Talk about a mystery. You stole everything, so they went bankrupt. Okay, what are the best McDonald's pastries? Do they have decent cookies? Maybe you could warm them up. A warm cookie would be nice. I happen to like McFlurries a lot, and I hope that McDonald's cleans out the McFlurry machines a lot, because Unfunny's making me nervous. I would hope that a McFlurry for McDonald's would be, I would hope that a McFlurry at McDonald's would be of the utmost importance. Even when I take the souvenir, I can't take the owner's memory, so, okay. Grandfather clock. Grandfather clock. This one resembles the one in Alabast. Oh, that clock has been with us since we were still Codopia. That's why the machines are always broken. Oh, man. Someone plugged a microwave in the Secretariat's office and then poured in a bunch of green ink, Emerald Ruby. Which I think you'll appreciate, Emerald, right? An emerald, a simple plug-in, and a fire broke out. That's what they say.
Hold it!
Hey, you're not seriously considering the theft of this statue, are you? No way, Mr. Edgeworth, I wasn't thinking about anything like that. I was just calculating in my head how much the statue's worth. Sounds mighty suspicious to me. Shall we look at the fireplace? Babel's office have them too. There's a fireplace in relatively the same location at the Alabastion offices. I still can't believe that we found that lady's undershirt in the fireplace. If it was that traumatizing, why don't you try creating new memories with this fireplace? You could climb inside and we could play hide and seek. And come out covered in soot? I think not. You really have no sense of fun, Mr. Edgeworth. The charred remains of a fallen ceiling fan. I know, too popular to not consistently clean. That was my thought, Retro. Oh, it cleans itself. Wait, that's an amazing machine. So I guess soft serve machines, the tech hasn't quite caught up with the times, has it? Or rather, McFlurry machines are probably proprietary, so maybe they care a little bit more. I'm not really sure what I should be deducing here. Okay, I don't care about this treasure book. I guess embassy phones are just like normal phones. I thought baubles would look like a flower and the receiver would look like a butterfly. No point in asking on something that never existed in the first place. Oh, I just realized, you guys, I need to take my cat in. I forgot to take my cat in. Mr. Cochin's bottle, Babalu's ink. Quite a bit of it left. Suppose he was the type to use the ink in a legal and illegal capacity. Oh boy. Do you guys want to play words on stream, or do you want to just wait for me? I hope I won't take too long. I definitely have to get my cat. Also, is it possible that this is probably meowing? Do you want the cat to make a guest appearance? Okay, is that fair? Shall we make a guest appearance? Let's see if I can. He's a pretty friendly cat. I could probably do that. Let me go BRB really quick.
What's the general demi operation? How much I would. Okay, not only would I'd actually I know a lot of people. First time I did not only that's necessary, but not and I feel like,
Okay, that took me a while. I'm sorry, everybody. I had to really wrangle my cat, and he was not very happy, so I did not bring him in. But I promise you one of these days I'll bring my cat in. I promise you. Oh, hey, Remy, nice to see you. Oh, Remy, you're so funny. Hello, hello. What have you been up to? What are you streaming? Okay, I actually don't know what WB means. I only know kids WB. Hey, good night, Tag. Sorry I missed most of you. Manny Cochin, his name is written on this nameplate. Never a bad thing to sit on a nameplate on one's desk. Maybe it's the ink? Is the ink something that I should look at here? Tired Army Man. Is the ink supposed to be limited export because of its use in counterfeiting? It's a Bobbley's souvenir. WNUI's we can all share. Ah, Resident Evil 2. Very nice, Remy. I love that. Struggling to get under 1 hour with Leon. I can feel that. I can feel that for sure. I know you work really hard when it comes to that. Spilled Bobbley's ink. Left ashes there. Spilled ink on the back wall while burning files. So that means it should burn green, shouldn't it? Two fires broke out. This is kind of tricky. I don't know what to present here on this crime scene. Present for the embassy staff. She ate some samurai dogs. Passion flowers. They mask the second's note. Present my emblem. This is always the Ace Attorney way. I feel like the ink itself is interesting. Yeah, Tagarasu stole this from the embassy. I feel like it's related to this desk, though. Is there anything useful in this desk? Did I find anything in the desk? I don't know that I did find anything in the desk. Usual shape for a notepad. Maybe his files? It appears to point to Mr. Cochin. Are there things that I should expect to see in his desk? Oh, is there water on the side? Is that water on the side of his desk? That's kind of weird. Was that like glass or something? Next to his arm? That's odd. Photo up in the air. Two fires broke out. I don't think that we're on the 4th or 5th floor. Part of the rose garden pool. It auto refills when the water level's too low. I mean, Looks like a guitar pick. Is it really this? It does kind of look like it. This doesn't feel right, but maybe. I doubt it. Yeah. Doesn't seem like it. Perhaps it wasn't related after all. Here she noticed after all. Oh, you know what? This doesn't seem damaged, does it? The ink doesn't... Like, other things are damaged, but it doesn't seem like the ink is, necessarily. Quite a bit of it left. That's interesting to me. We'll see if this is right. Although I don't know if I'm really comparing it to anything if that's the case. No, it's not that. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. This could be it. He's got that brown, the paper kind of looks like it matches. So maybe Manny Cochin requested Master Mask steal the Prima Duck statue? Eureka! Aha! The shape of this notepad matches the shape of the note. What is it? It looks like something straight out of Monument Valley. Wait, what's Monument Valley? Is that like Mount Rushmore? That notepad is a souvenir from somewhere in your country. You've been collecting them for the purpose of studying them, you see. Would you like to see my souvenir collection? Are you sure they haven't been burned to a crisp? Ambassador Polano, I wonder if you recognize the handwriting on this note. This looks like Manny's handwriting. In that case, did you figure something out? This note was found in Alabast. It was found firmly grasped by the murderer, Damask II. I love it too, Emerald. Emerald knows. Manny tried to steal Alabast? Do you have any documents that were written by Mr. Cochin? I'll have to ask Detective Gumshoe later to run the analysis. Manny would even think of doing something like this. Why he would request it, that's easy. So that they can have the real statue. It's just my personal speculation. Did Ambassador Polano really not know? Hey, Gold Broadcast! Hello to you! Nice to have you in here. Welcome in from YouTube. Are you a big Ace Attorney fan? Okay, I'm an American on the West Coast and I've never heard of Monument Valley. I fear it may be my fault. As I was telling you earlier, I knew it. We would determine which statue was the real one. But because of the Atagarasu, that got canceled. I'm relieved the rest of the event has been canceled. Babel's statue, just a replica. Did Kochin know that? Of course he knew. That's why he was the only person I could consult with. We'd have to do something once our statue was revealed. As to be expected, I was very nervous as this would impact our country's authority. See, I'm really curious why they split in the first place. Because I don't think they split 7 years ago. He said, let me handle it. I'll find a way to make sure you're the ambassador of the reunited Codopia. At the time, I thought he was just trying to cheer me up. Mr. Kochin conducted a lot of business behind your back. I assume he did all that to ensure that you are the next Codopian ambassador. But why was he trying so hard, I wonder? He was so much better at getting things done than I ever was. I suspect he had an ulterior motive. I agree. Oh, here you are, Mr. Edgeworth. You're right, Emerald. Oh, look at that. We got Edgeworth's his new mix. Detective Gumshoe, have you requested the information I requested? Yep, you got it all right here, sir. Here you go, Kay. Feel free to take a look. It's for you, after all. What is all this, Gummy? You know what? I have to say, Kay Faraday's personality is kind of like Remy's personality. I think they're very similar. It's all the info I got in this room from the Interpol people. We know how the room was before and after the fire. I'm an expert at getting people to talk. You two remind me so much of my father and Uncle Bad. As prosecutor and dynamic, as prosecutor and detective, dynamic is the same as it was theirs back in the day. Well, don't you worry. I'm gonna find my own wonderful partner someday. And when I do, I'm gonna become a good Yatagarasu just like my father, alright? I can say it is truly a wonderful thing to find a partner you can trust. I think he's talking about Phoenix. I think he's talking about Phoenix, right? I actually kind of love that. What now, Mr. Edgeworth? I'd like to ask you for a favor. Oh, I forgot about Little Thief. You're coming to rely on it, aren't you? I don't need a crutch like that. I'm only asking because I need it for the investigation. Please recreate this room as it was during the third floor fire. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares take wing, one alone remains all-seeing. I forgot about Little Thief because it wasn't in the fourth case at all. Ooh! What is this? Some sort of light show? Okay. The chart remains of a fallen ceiling fan. Little Thief in attack mode. I feel like there's gotta be a Yu-Gi-Oh card called Little Thief. Can any of the Yu-Gi-Oh fans in chat confirm? Babble's really pushing into the tourism industry. You know, I'd really love to take a trip. Hey, why don't we take one after this case? Do you really have a destination in mind? Ideally, I'd like to go someplace where I can continue my thief training. Perhaps you should visit the studio where they make the Jammin' Ninja TV show. Can't believe she took me seriously. That looks like a very comfortable chair. Doesn't look all that broken. Why don't you try sitting in it? You're always touching all sorts of things. I guess the green fire is interesting. The large green flames that Ambassador Poleno saw. Fire died out by the time that K entered. It sure does sound like a summoning phrase. The one you'd find on actual Yu-Gi-Oh! The anime. I guess Mr. Polino was lucky enough to run in this fire as it was burning. Since you were the first to discover the body, we can assume that no one else entered the room at that time. No one other than the person you were chasing, of course. That person I saw was definitely up to no good. You know, I may put my glasses on. My poor eyes. Speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh, you could call me Green Eyes Black Demi. By black, I mean my black hair. that was a terrible joke. That was a horrible joke. Whatever. It's so bad I'm laughing. Whatever it was, it made a rather sizable fire. We've seen something that burns green. It's a bit tinier than these flames, but you get what I mean. The ink. Why would you clip that? Why would you clip that? Terrible. Burns the same color. Oh, I guess the lantern? Not the ink. Dumb but funny. Thanks. Why wouldn't you? The green flame comes from the white crystal oil. That's the fire I was thinking of too. I love the green it gives off. I think we've now established that green flames were caused by white crystal oil. We now know that there's only one other thing made of it, the ink. As we found out earlier in our investigation. Oh, it actually could be the money, now that I think about it.
Take that!
Okay, I guess not. I guess it's just the ink. Yikes. Okay, so I was thinking the bills are made with ink, which is interesting. Okay, then it is the ink. I thought because he was mistaken it was the bills, but...
Take that!
Bobbly's ink is made from white crystal oil. What are time thief monsters? The green flames were not made of a bottle of Bobbly's ink. Okay, there you go, it's the money. There we go. We know Mr. Cochin was smuggling it. Yeah, it's gotta be those bills. Here that I finally found it. The smuggling ring's real goal. There we go. I know, Time Wizard. What would consume that great of a volume of ink? The counterfeit bills the smuggling ring made. You're kidding. You're saying that it was Mr. Cochin who made counterfeit bills? I am. I believe you could even go so far as to say he stole Bobble's printing press. Mr. Cochin had permission to freely use the printing press, correct? Well, yes, I do remember seeing him use it in the middle of the night, but never did I think he was using it for such a foul deed. Yes, Ambassador, because of your secretary's crimes, you will need to be investigated as well. Yes, I suppose so. We've caused a bit of trouble for a few countries, haven't we? It's my duty to search out all who shielded Mr. Cochin. For they are the ones who started the fire in order to destroy the evidence. Looks like one of the Bobbly's knives was already missing before the fire began. It's pretty interesting that we had... How did we get the blueprint to know these things, I wonder? Okay, I guess we'll not worry about that. Grandfather clock was moved a little bit. Apparently in a different position before the fire. Also, I realize I'm gonna make a little update here. Okay. That's odd. It was still chiming right on the dot of every hour this morning. Maybe the fire damaged its internal mechanisms. And would please take a look inside that clock? Detective Gumshoe, if you could please inspect the insides of it. Yes, sir. I'm on it, sir. Mr. Edgeworth, I found this inside. It looks like the length of wire. This is what caused the clock to stop chiming. It was a long length of wire doing inside this clock in the first place. Great evidence. If you think of an idea, Yu-Gi-Oh's probably did something to reference them. That's true, there's a lot of cards made, huh? I'm surprised Doctor Who, though. Because Doctor Who feels like that's like a British show made referenced by a Japanese company, you know? That's interesting. Should check the fireplace too, shouldn't we? Bobble's offices have them too. Oh, we've done that already. Surprise your monster aged to dust. Let me tell you, there was nothing funnier to me than first season Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Magician getting a random buff from Time Wizard and becoming Dark Sage. Something about that is absolutely hysterical to me, I have to say. I actually love Duelist Kingdom. Everyone is making up their own rules. It felt like imaginary fights back in the day. Like trying to outwit, you know, other 8-year-olds on the playground with your imaginative play. It's so funny. Detective, you took part in the initial Babel investigation, correct? Ah, sure did. Also helped put out both the fires. But that first one took me by surprise. I had a tough time escaping the 5th floor. First I tried the elevator, but I guess someone else had the same idea because it was in use. If I hadn't remembered to use the stairs, I'd be burned to a crisp. Wait, that's odd. We always warn our staff that in case of a fire, it's dangerous to use the elevator. Which is true, you actually really shouldn't. The other staff members told me they never got a good look at that person either, sir. I wonder if you could tell me a bit more about what you discovered, Detective. The second fire broke out around the time the Yatagarasu was spotted. It's also when a suspicious person was spotted in Babel. So no one was able to get a good look at the Yatagarasu. Yeah, all they saw was a mysterious person wearing a long coat. But that's not enough to make a positive ID, you know? It's enough to make people who receive the calling card panic. Person in a long coat. That's what Kay saw. The Yatagarasu that appeared in Alabas was proven to be a fabrication. In light of that fact, the Yatagarasu is also suspect. Not when we're this close to capturing the fake. I mean, Callisto, you. They killed Mr. Cochin and then disappeared. Yeah, it feels like the holographic system is like some sort of chat GPT, like, take input that people give it and just spit out nonsense. Like, so funny. Okay, I learned about Yatagarasu, the Yu-Gi-Oh card Yatagarasu, yesterday. Which I guess was not a powerful card at first, but then became busted over time. I did, but, well, the embassy's huge, sir. I got separated from the other staff members and was lost for a while. You didn't even memorize the layout of the building you were to guard, Detective? I'll be sure to do that from now on, sir. But you know, it was thanks to me being lost that I was able to come to Kay's rescue. Oh, is that a fact? Yeah, it was when I was lost and wandering around on the 3rd floor. When I heard a scream, I headed straight toward it right away. That's probably from when I found Mr. Cochin's body. Yeah, I thought it sounded real like her, so I got real worried and ran as fast as I could. All the cards reference Star Wars, Wizard of Oz, or both. Wow. That's interesting. Kappa could use 2 blue eyes to attack at the same time. Yeah. Or how about just summoning Blue Eyes without tributes, right? Like, tribute summoning wasn't a thing for a while. Agent Sheena got there before she did. I wonder where Agent Sheena was before you found her. Well, just before I got this room, I saw her coming out of the room next door. Agent Sheena mentioned something about chasing the Atagarasu herself. Well, apparently, she helped in putting out the first fire. Then during the second fire, I heard she was busy chasing the Atagarasu. Seems to be a very dedicated agent. You would do well to learn from her. Why are you pointing at me like when you say that, sir? We've examined everything in this office, but there's one thing that bothers me. Perhaps I should ask Ambassador Polino about it. Oh yeah, did Kaiba develop the holographic system? Did he? He probably did, actually, didn't he? Kaiba Corp. But I guess Pegasus Company made the cards. About this office, it seems to me to be very similar to Ambassador Alba's office. The location of the fireplace and the position of the grandfather clock. Ah, you paid a visit to the Alabastion side. Our embassies used to be one. Oh, it's bilaterally symmetrical. Oh, that's a huge clue right there. The location of the fireplace and the like are exactly the same. That's a huge clue. We work hard to make Manny's room look like the ambassador's office. I mean, what's a photo like that worth if it's not taken in an ambassador's office? That piece of information is all I needed to connect the dots. Is solid vision, is that what they call the holographs? Okay, so this fireplace is connected too, isn't it? The Alabastion and Babali sides of the building are symmetrical. As we know that to be a fact, then this room's fireplace must also hide a secret passageway. In Alabas, the fireplace turned out to have a revolving back door. There was a trick like that built in the fireplace, sir. What? This embassy holds that kind of secret? There seemed to be a lot about this room you didn't know about, Ambassador. I guess it's time to pay the bill for letting Manny do so much work for me. Please, I really want to know about the real Manny and what you know about this room. What are you waiting for, Mr. Edgeworth? Let's get to the bottom of this. Wait. Are you saying they're not holograms? Pegasus discovered the tablets that were played in ancient Egypt, made them in the cards, because ancient Egyptian copyrights expired. That is so funny. Looks like just another fireplace. How do you turn it again? Had to push where the X was. Oh, I see an X back there, sir. Let's see what happens when I push it. Ah, you scared me, sir. There was something about this fireplace that lies in contradiction to the facts. Ah, but we found an X where you thought there'd be one, right? We did, but that's not what I was referring to. Something is missing. What does this contradiction mean for us? We push the X, it should turn. Oh, there should be ashes, right? Okay, we should examine this first. Whoops. I'll tell you that later, Detective. For now, let's continue with the investigation. I guess I'll examine this too. All I see is starter wood. Doesn't match up with what Mr. Polino said earlier. There isn't a hot dog. Wait. That's funny though, jeez. There isn't a hot dog. Okay. Spilled ink onto the back wall left ashes there. Ambassador Polino, you said you burned some old files in this fireplace today. And after you did, you forgot to clean out the ashes from the fireplace, correct? But why are you asking? And why are you making such a scary face? I admit I'm intimidating when I'm serious, in any case. Okay, there's no way we should be able to use Little Thief to figure stuff like this out. There's no way having the blueprints of this room... I mean, wow. If you want proof that life is a simulation, at least it's certainly a simulation for the Ace Attorney characters living in a video game. You don't really think Ambassador Poleno's lying, do you? There's no reason for him to lie. I don't believe his testimony is wrong either. It's the fireplace that is causing the contradiction. Okay, she can update stuff. Sometimes it's a hologram, sometimes it's solid, it can hurt you. Depends if you see it as magic or as a children's card game or both. Wait, what's an example of that? You can get hurt by the projections? Has that ever been a thing? Actually, I guess you're right, because I remember in Duelist Kingdom, this, I think, is the lowest moment of Kaiba. I don't know, I love Kaiba, but I lost so much respect for Kaiba. When he was about to lose to Yugi, and he walked by a cliff and was like, Yugi, if you declare that attack, the shockwave will push me off the cliff and kill me. Are you gonna be a murderer, Yugi? He did stuff like that. So you know what, that's actually a good point. Oh yeah, trying to bring evidence from virtual reality wouldn't work. Yeah, so true. Yeah, they truly are in a simulation. So funny. There's really no need for you to dance around the name of what I'm about to do. Okay, we're not examining the fireplace yet? Wait, are we really not examining it? I thought it was a low blow. I love Kaiba because he's so extra, but it's like... He basically forced Yugi to concede. He was like that's like the most unsportsman behavior you could even imagine. Is like, if I don't win this duel, I'm gonna kill myself. And I'm actually, you're going to kill me. You know what I mean? You're gonna make it seem like you killed me. You can interact with monsters. Like, would that be like Pokemon? Like Pokemon and me and stuff, like petting them or something? Is that what that means? Okay. It's possible someone used the revolving door. She was in the room next to Mr. Cochin's. I feel like Sheena using the revolving fireplace is interesting. She was in the room next to Mr. Cochin's office. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. This is a bit of logic here. I feel like the missing ashes went when the revolving fireplace was used. There we go. There we go. Saying some person is what threw me off with that hint. Hey, Outlaw! Nice to see you, Outlaw! We're at the longest case of the game. Nice to see you, my friend. It's not because someone cleaned them up, right? No, because even if someone did sweep them up, the fireplace is too clean. Ambassador Poleno said that he spilled some Babali's ink when he was burning the files. And yet, there was not a trace of the spilled ink on the back wall anywhere. Well, I'll tell you what happened. The two sides were switched. By using the revolving fireplace wall, the ashes were moved into the neighboring room, which means that this is a clear indication the fireplace was used. If it wasn't for Larry. Yeah, Larry really did have his own, it's like his own, like, 1 hour long, like, side story. Thunder Warrior, nice to see you, dude! Thunder Warrior, I loved your comments, I think it was this morning, right, about, Flashman? Maybe it was last night? And Funny has a really good point. Escape through the fireplace. Funny has a good point that it's for whatever reason, it seems like it's that specific fire that can summon Flashman. This is only beginning. Now we have to chase the killer down. There we go. If the killer used the fireplace in this room, then it's only logical for us to talk with the person who was in the neighboring room. Well, the person that was in the room was... Oh! It was that person, sir! Yes, Detective. Agent Sheena. Look at that. Getting healed. It's looking more like Miss Sheena as the killer, isn't it? Let's not jump to conclusions yet. We need to go through what we know so far. She came running straight into this room and instantly accused you. Furthermore, she claimed that it could only have been you. I don't have any proof yet, however, I know she is hiding something from us. Okay, then why don't we go ask Miss Sheena herself? No, not yet. There's something that needs to be done first. Detective Gumshoe. Sir, is it my turn to do something, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I have a 2-part special assignment just for you. First, I need you to run a handwriting analysis. I'll get the lab boys on it right away. Second, I want you to see if you can fit through the revolving fireplace door. Right now, sir? No, the next decade. Of course now. We need to test our hypothesis, don't we? Go on, Gummy. You can do it. Okay, I'm sorry. Something about Gumshoe's theme playing. I'm gonna do this like a real man. It's just him entering a fireplace. Not lit or anything. You shouldn't need to psych yourself up for such a simple task. Exactly. Edgeworth knows what's up. Oh, Retro, thank you. Yes, Retro and I are on the same wavelength. That's so neat. Now I want to try going through there. There really is a secret passageway through there. I had no idea. It would appear that the ash was really pushed onto the other side of the room. Furthermore, the Babalese ink you spilled, Ambassador, is there on the back wall. Okay, here I go, sir. Detective, I'd like you to go through there under the same conditions as the killer. What? But there's ash and stuff. And your point is, we're short on time, so if you please hurry through. Ugh, yes, sir. Okay, so now we pretty much have the whole picture, right? No, not yet. There remains a few more mysteries. Such as the Atagorasu's whereabouts, the other smuggling ring members, the 2 weapons that made it across the border, the key she stole 7 years ago. In fact, we haven't figured out a thing regarding how Miss Yu is related to the embassies. A number of pieces connect in a very complicated way. It's almost enough to make one completely mentally exhausted. What are you saying, Mr. Edgeworth? I thought you were the one who said, it's easy if you follow the leads. Was that supposed to be an impression of me, Kay? If it's info gathering you need, Gummy and I can help with that. Then all you gotta do is show off your fancy schmantzing logical deductions. Show off? Does it seem like I'm being boastful when I do that? Let's not overcomplicate matters, okay, Mr. Edgeworth? We've been so focused like a laser on only what seems strange and out of place, it's no wonder nothing's clicked. We haven't unlocked anything yet, but if we think things through calmly, the answer should come. Okay. That's the sort of thing I say to myself when I'm practicing how to unlock padlocks, you know? That is something that I hope practice doesn't make perfect for your sake. Haha, yay! Looks like you're back to your straight-laced self again. Oh, I guess now we can take off the Advanced Wars League updates, huh? Maybe I'll do that real quick before I forget. Looks like you can use it like a door, sir. Are you alright, Gummy? I'm okay, just a bit of ash and dust is all. Your jacket has gotten quite filthy. I see the hem has practically turned black. Yeah, well, got it. Quite a bit of unburned ink on it, sir. I see. Thank you, Detective. Oh, that actually says a lot. That if you were to use the fireplace, you'd be covered in soot, wouldn't you? That's a huge clue. I'll even pay the cleaning bill for that trench coat. What? Oh, no, sir, I could never. This is just my old coat, sir. If it was a coat I actually cared about, then I get it clean, but you know. I see. Very well, then, as you wish. You tell me Detective Gumshoes has trench coats that he does and doesn't care about? That's not all we learned. We actually learned one other important fact. I will have to explain it to you later. Right now, we need to deal with the handwriting analysis. Yes, sir, I'll be back before you know it. The handwriting analysis on Mr. Cochin's will take a bit of time. Let's go wait in the Theatrum Neutralis. Ooh, there we go. Making some headway, y'all. All right, nice. Nicely done. March 14th, 11:33. Agent Lang. Long Z says, little cubs, never do they know the real fury of the elder wolves. Hey, Furret, nice to see you. You think this is Mega Man? It's by Capcom. It's definitely Capcom. Though I'm not the blue jacketed hero like Mega Man. I am the red like Proto Man. And what does that mean? It means you'll never really know how angry I can get. Mr. Prosecutor, the counterfeit bills made with Babali's ink, they were all of Zangfa denominations. Yeah, so I heard from Miss Von Karma. But we don't know where the play money has gone. They must not have figured out that it was all burned yet. Ever since those things showed up in circulation, my country's economy's taken a big hit. This is a zero game, yeah, that's right. This is a zero game. Zangfa's in financial chaos as we speak, because we can't tell the difference between our own bills and the fakes. But it's not just the money. The citizens are also worried. I've staked the honor of the House of Lang on this, and have come to this land to capture the mastermind behind the whole mess. I investigated how the bills were made and how the ink was smuggled into Zangfa. And I pursued the smuggling ring all the way here. But tonight, this is where the final chapter was written. Despite my frantic efforts to chase the smuggler down, someone got to him first. And now I'm called to return home without a single answer. Agent Lang, Don't start. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault, Mr. Prosecutor. Ambassador Alba, I'm sorry for all the trouble tonight. Oh, no, it is I who should apologize. It was because I was not strong enough. If only I was able to think of a better solution. Quercus, you fool! Curse your empty brain! You're being too hard on yourself, Ambassador. I take full responsibility for tonight. End of story. Sheena, let's go. Time to return to our den. Yes. I don't like to admit it, but there's not much else for us to do but go home as well. Agent Lang, a moment! Hold it! You! Wolfman and the secretary lady, hold it! Objection, pal! Detective Gumshoe, have you got the results of the handwriting analysis already? Yep, and that note was definitely written by Mr. Cochin, sir. Huh, just as I thought. Good work, detective. I bet Gumshoe really wanted to say those things. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, how long do you intend to hold us up for? Man, I love those glasses. They're so tacky, but so unique. Sorry to have made you wait, but I believe that now everyone is finally here. Agent Sheena, I'd like to ask you something if you don't mind. Yes? How exactly did you fail to see the Yatagarasu when you were in the neighboring room to where Mr. Cochin was killed? I'd like you to explain that to us. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, what are you doing asking her about something she didn't see? Agent Lang hasn't touched the Bobble investigation at all, so I suppose I will need to explain a few things to him first. Are we sure it's not a double eye patch? Yeah, I guess it could be a double eye patch. 2 eye patches connected with an X. When I review this game, I should definitely wear a double eye patch. Miles Edgeworth, I can't even begin to imagine what's going on in that head of yours. The only thing going on in my head is the pursuit of the truth. Oh, it sounds like you have some sort of plan. Very well, I'll supervise you until the end. Ah, she's seriously going to treat me like a subordinate for the rest of the day. You're not trying to pick a fight with my subordinate on some flimsy guess, are you? I'm not trying to pick a fight, and the evidence is hardly flimsy, as you will see. Oh, they're so cool and they're synced. Ha! Should have known that you and I are destined to fight it out till the very end. It would appear that way. That's cool. Well, I'll prove her innocence. So let's see what you got, Prosecutor Edgeworth. With pleasure. That's so cool. For my opening argument, I'll discuss the Yatagarasu that appeared, and establish exactly who it was that Kay saw. Agent Lang, I assume you've been briefed on Kay's testimony. You mean the suspicious person in a coat she saw? Thanks, Retra. Let's see it. That's right, the person is one of the keys to solving this case. The person who pretended to be the Yatagarasu. Pretended? And what do you mean by that? I'll get to that in a second, but first, I want to review what this person Kei-san did. Hey, if you could please explain what the person you were chasing did for us. Alright, you got it. I first spotted the suspicious person on the open-air stage. I called out to the person, but as soon as I did, that person ran off. I thought it was rather suspicious, so I immediately gave chase. For the sake of argument, let's call the suspicious person the Yatagarasu. Now please tell us what happened when you chased the Yatagarasu up to the 3rd floor. Can do. I chased the Yatagarasu all the way up to the 3rd floor. It was a pretty straight chase down the hallway until a sudden turn. The Yatagarasu disappeared around the corner, so I did my best to catch up. When I turned the corner, I saw them run into Mr. Kochin's office. I gave chase and ran to the room. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned the light. Ah! Who's there? By the time I turned on the lights, the Yatagarasu had disappeared. When Kei entered the room, the person she was chasing was already gone. Why do you suppose that was, Agent Lang? What do you mean, why do you suppose? Isn't it obvious? The person slipped out through the door behind the girl under the cover of darkness. Sorry, but I know for a fact that person didn't escape through that door. Oh, and how do you know that with such certainty? Huh, that's easy. If the Yatagarasu had left through that door, they would have run straight into this person.
Take that!
Wait, what? Not Kei Faraday? Who would they have run into? The ambassador? Oh, maybe Gumshoe? Maybe Gumshoe, because Gumshoe was chasing after? Yeah, I think Gumshoe, actually. Okay, we probably should save the game, huh? Though, we're pretty close. We're really close to the opening, so I think we're okay for now. Yeah, it was actually Gumshoe. It was a Gumshoe. Oh, it wasn't Gumshoe. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, Sheena! Wait. Okay, right, because I'm assuming... Okay, here's the issue. I'm assuming that Sheena was the Yatagarasu, but she would have ran into herself. There you go. I'm sorry. That was silly of me. Yes, thank you, Ella. We nailed it at the same time. Let's consider what would have happened. When Kei screamed upon discovering Mr. Kochin's body, the Yatagarasu would have run straight into Agent Sheena. Ugh! Agent Sheena, would you mind telling us if you saw the suspicious person? No, I didn't see anyone. You see? Therefore, the Yatagarasu could not have escaped through the... It just means the creep slipped out before Sheena made it. Huh. I doubt that, as there was another person in the hallway. A certain detective, there you go. Detective Gumshoe, where exactly were you at the time? Me, sir? Well, when I heard Kei scream... I ran towards Mr. Kochin's office from the opposite direction, sir. So, Agent Lang, can you explain how someone could have eluded both of them? Even you must concede that under those circumstances, the door was not a viable route. Grr. Grr. Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth. You nailed him with just an explanation. Yes. I've eliminated one of the possible escape routes from that room. But this is far from over. I need to make Agent Lang aware as well of yet another possible escape route the Yatagarasu could have taken. Ha ha ha! I get it, so that's what you're trying to show me. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, let me guess. This is what you're gonna say, right? Because the door was not a viable escape route, there must have been another way out. Precisely. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, it's time to bust out a revolving fireplace, right? No, not quite yet. Huh? But why? I thought this would be the perfect time. The revolving wall on the Bobbly side is known only to 4 people. And if we use this information unwisely, the troop may escape us in the end. I love that. What's with all the whispering over there? Scared I'll figure out your tactics? I love that Edgeworth is so clever with when he reveals his information. He did that in the past, too. Nothing of the sort, Agent Lang. Come, let's continue where we left off. That smug, haughty attitude of yours, you really rubbed me the wrong way, you know that? Huh. Hold on, I'm gonna write that down. I'm writing that down. Alright. I figured you out already. The only other possible escape route between the door is the room's lone window. And since an eerie picture exists, you're saying that this photo captures the moment of the Atagarasu's escape. I guess Detective Bad must have filled him in on the photo. I have to admit that at first, I thought the window to be a possible escape route as well. However, I now know that to be impossible. Now I realize you may not know this, but humans can't fly. Of course I know that. That's bloody common sense. Besides, I never thought the photo to be of the Atagarasu's escape route. I suppose not. Alright then, explain yourself. The shadow in this photo is not the Atagarasu. You can say whatever you like in whatever language you want. But there's only one language I really understand, the language of evidence. Very well then. I present to you proof that the person Kay saw is not the same as the one in this photo. It's gotta be the ashes, right? Whoa, okay, what am I presenting here? That's kind of odd. What have I been doing? Proof that the person Kay saw is not the same as the one in the photo. My thought is that you got covered in ash, but then, like, is that even related to what's being asked here? Spilled Babalie's ink, left ashes. 2 fires broke out.
Take that!
I should drop the photo itself. Let me explain to you precisely why the shadow is not the Atagarasu. Kay spotted the Atagarasu heading for the 3rd floor during the 2nd fire. However, the photo in question was taken just after the 1st fire. Yeah, way to go! That's twice you bit him in the butt now. We're not done yet. You still have to explain what the shadow is. And how the Atagarasu escaped. I don't suppose you can answer both, can you? Regarding the photo, I admit that we don't understand what it means quite yet. Ha! As I thought. However, the Atagarasu's escape route, now that I can answer. You can? Well then, Mr. Prosecutor, go on. Enlighten me. Even if I explain it, you'll find some flaw with what I have to say. You were busy heading up the Alabastian investigation, correct? In that case, I doubt you'd have much knowledge about the Babalie side of this case. So wouldn't it be best if the lead on that side, Agent Sheena, explained in my stead? Sheena's my subordinate. If I don't stick up for her, how can I look her in the eyes and call myself her boss? Lang, it's alright. I can take care of him. Sheena, you've shielded me a lot as my boss. But it's time for me to prove my worth. Alright. If you're okay with it, then you have my support. Finally. It's down to just Agent Sheena and myself. This is where the battle really begins. What is it you'd like to ask? Let's see. Why don't we start with your movements inside the Babalie's embassy? You gotta admit, Sheena's kind of a baddie. I like her outfit a lot. During the 1st fire, I assisted in putting it out. Yeah, that smile is pretty creepy, isn't it? It is kind of a creepy smile. During the 2nd fire, I was searching for the Atagarasu that appeared in Babel. When I was searching, I heard a scream. Although I was in the next room, I was unable to catch a glimpse of the Yatagarasu. To be honest, I'm actually skeptical that the girl's Yatagarasu even exists. And that is all I have to say. But I'm not lying when I say I saw that suspicious person run into Mr. Kochin's office. I have no intention of retracting my testimony. Good. Yeah, that smile really is creepy. Just to confirm, did you have a partner when you were on your investigation? No, I moved alone. In that case, you have no one to corroborate your alibi, is that correct? Are you calling her suspicious because she was in a room by herself? How pathetic. And it wasn't when Agent Sheena tried to arrest Kay under that same rationale? And how about when you accused Larry because he was the weapon's owner? Ugh. Not that it's unexpected for such a useless lump to get into such a situation. Although I suppose it's never a good idea to let mistakes go uncorrected. I will make no excuse for what I did in that situation. Then you should apologize right now for making Kay to be out to kill her, sir. I'm sorry. Sheena, apologize. I'm sorry. It's really okay. I mean, I'm not under suspicion anymore. Right, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, I never doubted you, not for 1 second. And the same goes for me. I believe in Sheena. Then let's put that to the test and see if she is really worthy of your trust. This promises to be interesting. Wait, what? Multiversus is coming out in 2 months? Oh, early access? I hate it when games do that. They have like soft launches that are basically real launches. But then it's actually really clever, right? Because they get to say, oh, well, now the best version is coming out, you know. That was actually not the version. I assisted in putting out the fire. Let's press her a little more. So you help with the fire extinguishing effort. I was in charge of the police on the Babalese side, so I helped them with their work. Police doing the job of firemen. You really know how to work people. She sure does. That's because she's one awesome woman who knows how to manage. I guess so. She's always bringing you a business card or a scroll at just the right time. To prepare everything before I'm ordered to. That is the definition of a secretary. Oh yeah, lots of secretaries in this case, aren't there? Lots of secretaries in this case. That's kind of interesting. She kind of seems more capable than Agent Lang, doesn't she? At the very least, she's certainly more capable than you, Detective. Ugh. I kind of had a feeling you were going to say that. Sheena's more than just a capable secretary, you know. Sheena, tell him what other things are good at. Alright. During the second fire, I was searching for the Yatagarasu that appeared in Babel. I'm with you, Kirito. I kind of feel the same way. By second fire, you mean the one that consumed the third floor of Babel, correct? Yes. That was when the suspicious person was spotted. Then you were after the same person in the long coat. There's no proof that the suspicious person was really the Yatagarasu, because no one was able to get a good look at the person's face. By the way, how was your team's investigation? In order to extinguish the fire, water was pumped through the third floor. Oh, this seems... The majority of the investigators conducted their searches on other floors. Maybe they did, but there was one person who was wandering around lost on the third floor. When the fire was pretty much out, I moved to investigate. And you did that alone? Yes. When I was searching, I heard a scream coming from the room over.
Hold it.
I love this music, by the way. Something about this testimony music's great. So you were in the room next to Mr. Kochin's office. I already told you earlier, I was examining the neighboring room. I heard that girl's shrill scream. Upon hearing it, I immediately ran to Mr. Kochin's office, wherein you proceeded to arrest her, as I recall. Yes, I did. But she was totally innocent, pal! I thought we already cleared that up. And I thought I already apologized for my behavior. Now, if the tenacious detective would be so kind as to be quiet. Ugh. I have to agree, right now is not the time to take issue with that. Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. But what I do take issue with is the fact that you didn't see the Yatagarasu, Agent Sheena. Huh. The prosecutors of this country are all so strange. That's true. This kind of does feel like a Persona case. Honestly, this embassy feels like a palace. And the Yatagarasu, being a Japanese name, it kind of feels like a Persona, doesn't it? Or a Phantom Thief. Actually, there's literally a Phantom Thief. You were unable to catch even a glimpse despite being in the next room. I really hate to repeat myself. Huh. I'm sorry for inconveniencing you. However, I simply wish to make sure that you are not misremembering something. I love that cocky smile. We wouldn't want you to be accused of lying later on, would we? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Are you calling Sheena's testimony a lie? Agent Lang, I'm talking with Agent Sheena right now. So I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't interrupt us with the superfluous comments. Grrr. Aww. You know, I feel kind of bad for him. I understand his pain at watching one of his subordinates being accused. However, I cannot turn my eyes from the truth. Lang, I'm alright. And as for you, I think you should be focusing your doubts on that girl rather than me. And why is that? I'm very skeptical that Yatagarasu even exists. Are you throwing Kay's words in a doubt again? Well, she does claim to be the Yatagarasu, right? And she did try to chase down it despite being just an average citizen. Actually, she came here with the goal of capturing the fake. That's right, which is why I would never lie about anything related to the Yatagarasu. And I suppose you have proof of that somewhere? Not quite, but even without any, I have people who believe in me, and that's enough. I see. Kay's testimony is without flaw, but as for yours, well, let's just say that I find your testimony to be a bit suspicious. Huh. There seems to be a very large flaw in her testimony. I will, in due time, the escape route of the Yatagarasu. If it turns out that it really does lead to Agent Sheena, then what is it she is keeping from us right now? Battle is my forte. I was searching for the second Yatagarasu that appeared in Bobble. I heard a scream coming from the next room over. Was unable to catch a glimpse of the Yatagarasu. So should I is that... we think it's the fireplace right now?
Objection!
There we go, we did it. Being in a room next to Mr. Cochin's office is the problem with your testimony. Mr. Prosecutor, I don't see what problem you're talking about at all. Agent Lang, do you recall the secret we discovered about the Alabastian office fireplace? Huh? Oh, you mean how it connects the office with the room next door? What about it? Well, Alabast isn't the only country with secret connecting fireplaces. What? The fireplace in Mr. Cochin's office holds the exact same secret. What? The Yatagarasu didn't escape through the door, or through the windows. The escape route was through the revolving fireplace wall in the next room over. Ugh. Now do you see? If the Yatagarasu had escaped into the next room, then the thief would have run straight into Agent Sheena. Meaning, it's impossible for her to have missed it. Ugh! What is the meaning of this, Miles? Well, would you care to explain, Agent Sheena? How you managed to completely miss the fleeing Yatagarasu, or shall I? Look at that reaction! Look at that expression! Your claim that you were in the next room was all a big lie all along, wasn't it? The truth is, you were the one Kay saw in the coat. This music is so exciting. We're pretending to be the Yatagarasu, and you were the one she chased after. As you tried to lose her, you ran into Mr. Cochin's office. Then you shed your coat in the next room, leaving it there to emerge as Agent Sheena. After that, you came back around to place Kay under arrest. Does that sound about right? If not, then speak now, or forever hold your peace. How dare you make Kay look like the bad guy when you're the suspicious one, pal? Sheena. He. 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 That laugh. Did she bleach her skin? Did she bleach her skin? She went, I remember that irritating laugh. I'm getting chills down my spine. It can't be, but it has to be. Sheena, what's wrong with you? I'm sorry. It was so funny. I couldn't help but laugh. Look at that expression. Funny, you say? Yes. That you would accuse me of being the Yatagarasu. The prosecutors of this country really are also very strange. Do you think you can get away with this by simply laughing it off? You think I'm taking things too lightly? I think not. It's that prosecutor who is. Look, everything you said earlier is nothing more than mere speculation. The Yatagarasu fled through the fireplace. Do you have any proof to back up your claim? If you don't, then you haven't proven a thing regarding the Yatagarasu's escape route. The tone of voice you're taking with me now has certainly changed. That's because it's been a while since I've had this much fun. I think I'll let loose and we can have a real battle of wits. For an agent of Interpol to show me the true power of her mind, it is a great honor. Don't underestimate me. I'm not some foolish broad, you know. I know, and that's why I won't hold anything back either as I answer your question. My question? Here is your proof that the revolving fireplace was used recently. The lack of, there are signs that's been used. I'm sorry, but is this really your honest answer to my question? Yes. According to Ambassador Poleno's testimony, he said that he was burning some documents in the fireplace with Mr. Cochin. Oh? The ashes of what they burned were left in the fireplace, so they should have been there. However, when we went to investigate the room, the ashes weren't. Why is that a problem? Maybe someone cleaned them up. Unfortunately for you, Ambassador Poleno said he forgot to. And so the question remains, why were the ashes missing? The answer is simple. When the Yatagarasu went through the fireplace wall, the ashes were pushed into the next room. The movement of the ashes that were in Mr. Cochin's office is my proof. Ha 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 ha. She looks so creepy like that, and what is so funny? Ashes proof? Are you even allowed to submit such flaky evidence in court? You still wish to fight us? Of course, why wouldn't I? In that case, let's hear your counter-argument. My counter-argument, huh? This really is just like being in court. Well, to me, we're simply continuing from where we left off all those years ago. I have no idea what you're talking about. It doesn't matter if we're at a crime scene or in court. Let's finish this here and now. I suppose. I've had a lot of fun today, but I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make the last testimony and wrap up this absurd case once and for all. By the way, last time Callisto Yu had a gun, and she's Interpol, so maybe we should be careful. She did have a gun last time. In my eyes, oh, listen to this music. All you proved is that the rotating fireplace wall was used. But you can't really call that proof that Yatagarasu used the fireplace, now can you? So then who was it who used the rotating wall? Show us your answer with real evidence. Remember, we've already finished our very thorough investigation. And we found not a single suspicious thing. And there you have it. My counter-argument. That's very impressive. She has seen through the fact that I've yet to gather that one piece of evidence. What is it, Kay? I haven't heard a peep out of you in a while. If you don't think you can handle it, feel free to leave the rest of it to us. But Kay, pull yourself together. You are the true heir to the Yatagarasu name, are you not? If you want to steal the truth, then you must never take your eyes off of it. This chase you're running to catch the truth, you must see through it to the very end. Mr. Edgeworth, you're right. I'll see through it to the very end. So, you go get it for me, Mr. Edgeworth. With pleasure. Looks like your lack of evidence has left you wide open, doesn't it? Sheena, please. Show me you're someone I can trust. Don't worry. This will be the deciding match, you'll see. I'm truly sorry, Agent Lang, but I simply cannot allow her to escape me again. Very well then, Agent Sheena. Shall we begin? I'm ready whenever you are. She really is a master of disguise. In my eyes, all you've proved is that the rotating fireplace wall was used, but you can't really call that proof.
Hold it.
You want proof that the Yatagarasu was the one who opened the fireplace. That's right, do you have any? I'm with you, Ruby. It's so exciting. They do such a good job of making it really exciting as you chase down somebody, as you hound them, you know? I don't need to prove anything to you. Objection! Okay, if you could please not steal my line. Sorry, but I just couldn't hold it in anymore. Well, don't fret and leave her to me. All you have to do is sit back and watch. Ha! You may seem to have some wiggle room, but without any evidence, it's meaningless. Ruby, who are some of your favorite Ace Attorney characters? It's possible the Yatagarasu left fingerprints inside the fireplace. Sorry, but I had the forensics team check that out already. All they found were prints belonging to Ambassador Poleno and Mr. Cochin. Curses! I should have known better than to think the Yatagarasu would have been so careless. There must be some sort of evidence that we've yet to find. Ha! I take it you have no further objections. Her covered suit! Her jacket covered in soot, right? She should be dirty. Actually, her scarf! Her scarf has got to be very dirty, right? I mean, it's literally black.
Hold it.
So Interpol's finished examining the entire Babalese embassy. Yes, the investigators weren't allowed into Alabast and they were incredibly helpful. They all put in great efforts to search for any sign. And yet, despite all that effort, it appears that they failed to notice the lack of ash in the office fireplace. Furthermore, you were the one who inspected the room next to Mr. Cochin's, correct? I didn't notice the ash there in the fireplace, and for that I'm sorry. You don't need to apologize, Sheena. As your boss, your mistakes are mine. So allow me to apologize for you. I'm sorry. You know, maybe this guy's not such a bad guy after all. He apologizes for his subordinates and everything. What a great boss. Are you saying that I don't do anything for my own subordinates? Ah! No, nothing of the sort, sir. You're someone I really respect, sir, even if you are a bit too strict sometimes. That is only a problem on your end. Wow, way to be super hard on him in response. Am I really too strict on everyone? Anyway, Sheena, you didn't find anything in Mr. Cochin's office, right? That's right, we finished our investigation. And we found not a single suspicious thing.
Hold it.
Yeah, those are all great characters, Ruby. So you really didn't find anything? Yes, as I said, not one suspicious thing. She really is pretty, though. I like that smile a lot. That evil little smile. Although, as you already know, we did find the Yatagarasu's key and the document detailing the smuggling operation. But we still haven't found the blade that belongs to the Babalese handle yet. Ha! You see, my subordinates worked super hard to investigate everything. So there was nothing else to find, alright? Wow, Agent Lang really sticks up for his people. Lang Z says, all men are brothers and friends become family. So you see, my people are my family and their families are my families too. That's a rather large family you have there. Yes, but as we all know, there's always one black sheep in any family. And though it pains me, Agent Lang, you will know the black sheep in yours. So, do you actually have any proof the Yatagarasu used the fireplace? No, I haven't found any yet. Then what are we gonna do? There's no need to worry, because there's a loophole in Miss Interpol's argument we can exploit first. The one in charge of the Babali's investigation was not Agent Lang, which means with Agent Sheena in charge, it's possible she may have tampered with the evidence. That piece of evidence that we found. Oh, the bills? The counterfeit bills? The counterfeit bills? That's a great one. Hold up, let's see if we can find a good spot for that. It sounds to me like you're saying my explanation is not good enough. But I was able to go through the revolving door myself, so that should be proof enough even for you, pal. Ha! Looks like you don't quite understand. But by your looks, I can guess that you're not all that learned. Yosh! Talk about rude! You should watch what you say, pal. Sadly, I can't disagree with you on that one. You may have proven the fireplace was used. You can't prove that Yatagarasu used it. Ah, here we go. Wait, this, I feel like this, did that just show up? I feel like this line just showed up. It's possible it left fingerprints. Oh wait, I already did that already. Okay, never mind, I guess I already looked at it. I know, poor Gumshoe. Thunder Warrior, have you played the Ace Attorney games yourself? How are those counterfeit bills? Ooh, that wasn't it? Even you can't talk your way out of this contradiction. I guess not. Because I don't need to talk my way out of it. What sort of... I don't like to waste time delving into subjects that don't warrant a need to. Ugh! It would appear I was mistaken. Hold on a second. Let's think here. It's not the counterfeit bills. Good length of wire was found. There are signs it was used. First time watching! I hope you're enjoying it. I know there's a lot going on. It's probably hard to figure out, like, the strands here, but it's fun to see the way that we sort of break down these people. Spill Babali's ink, left ashes. Who was it that used it? So right now I'm looking for the right piece of evidence. The plan is to find the right piece of evidence to prove that the Yatagarasu did it. Edgeworth was talking about how something could be tampered with. See, I was really thinking it was the counterfeit bills. I was thinking it was the counterfeit bills. Fountain. This was left behind Callisto U. Open air stage. Maybe the fact that the fires were green? Does that matter? The fact that the fact that it was green? Ooh, I guess not. I guess not. It proves the absence of a flaw in my logic and the presence of one in yours. I'll just continue with my testimony now. Hold up. Let's see if we can get another hint here. So, do you actually have proof? I haven't found any proof. No need to worry. Sheena was in charge. It's possible she may have tampered with the evidence. That piece of evidence we found, someone tried to hide it from us. Someone tried to hide something from us. The key? Oh, the key! Wait, no, it's not the key because it's Callisto U? I would have thought it was Callisto U. The fact that the key was there? Well, I guess that's not necessarily a good argument. Okay, we need to save. We need to save right now. It's definitely my prosecutor's badge. I don't know that you ever actually present your prosecutor's badge as anything. As, Okay, let's think here. Let's think here. This is definitely the statement. This is the statement for sure. Who was it who used the rotating wall? Show me your answer with real evidence. The key doesn't matter. Someone who tried to hide something. Something was tampered. Low logic health saving time. Yes, that's exactly. That's the mode we've entered. Okay, it wasn't the bills. Which is really annoying. I would have thought for sure it was the bills. So maybe the ink? Spilled the ink while burning the files. You know why, Emerald? It's because I don't get a full heal. I only heal like half of my life. You think the handle's related? You think the handle is proof? The blade is yet to be found. I have to prove that she... It was evidence to prove that she did it. Again, I feel like it's her coat. Like, she should have been really dirty. She should have been really dirty. Maybe we could find her coats? Maybe we could find her coats? If we present the fireplace? Would that be good evidence? If we'd be like, hey, we should investigate... Well, I guess they wouldn't have found the coat, huh?
Objection!
Yikes. Uh-oh. Okay, okay. It's getting scary. It's getting scary, everybody. I still can't believe it's not the bills, though. The bills are pretty big that got burned. Who was it? Show me your answer. Key. Should I just use the ink? Yikes. Uh-oh. 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 You know, I'm kind of curious what would happen if we got a game over, but... At this point in the game, but, yikes. Alright, well, I'm gonna pretend like I did this on purpose. Let's see what happens. Sorry, but any more time we spend discussing this will just be a waste. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to take you off the investigation. Wait a second. Langsy says persistence turns into fixation. You're so set in your logic being right, you lost your objectivity. Investigations require that we be flexible and open-minded, just like yours truly. So give it up and go home. Alright. You know, that's all. That's just wanted to see it. Just wanted to see what happened. Okay, that's it. That's all. That's all. You know, that wasn't a real attempt. You know, I was just testing her. So maybe it's not actually. Maybe it's not this statement. All you've proved is that the rotating fire was used. You can't really call that proof that the Itagarasu used it. Is it possible this is not the statement? Maybe my evidence fits a different statement better? I would have thought it was this because of, like, it's just the way that she's talking about it. It seems very, like, you know what I mean? But maybe it was this one. Maybe it's you can't call that proof. Yeah, this is tough. Just a guess. I don't know, gang. What are we thinking here? Something was tried to be something tried to be hide. Something tried to be hid. What was evidence that tried to be hidden? Oh, yeah, that wire. That's true. I guess we did find a wire. But I don't know how it's well, I guess it has to be related because it was in the room. Yeah, maybe it was the wire. You can't call that proof the Yatagarasu used the fireplace. It definitely was hidden. Let's see. Okay, I'm starting to think that maybe this is not the right statement. It definitely was hidden. Found not a single suspicious thing. Okay, let's try the bills. I want to try the bills first. There we go! I knew it was the bills. It was the wrong statement. It was the wrong statement. Can I just say, that was very clever of the game devs, because that statement is very much like, show me your proof. Like, show me right now. Clever. You didn't find anything suspicious at all. I highly doubt that. And you guys saw my very first piece of evidence I want to present with those counterfeit bills. But I didn't. You can even ask the other men. Huh. I don't need to, for I found what you should have a while ago. Excuse me? In Mr. Kochin's office, there were signs that someone had burned counterfeit bills there. What in the... Ah, yeah! That evidence was something you found out through that girl's machine, right? So what if it was? Ah, that's what I thought. But unfortunately for your recreation is hardly concrete proof. That's actually fair. Among the ashes you found, did you happen to find any counterfeit bills? No. You see, there was nothing in that office. Nothing you can call evidence anyway. Speaking of things you Interpol agents have missed, I did find one more. Your pompous attitude is unnecessary. All I require is the evidence. I'll show her the hidden piece of evidence that her and her fellow Interpol... Okay, now how about the wire now?
Take that!
I'd like for you to take a look at this length of wire. I don't know the relevance yet. This is like Phoenix Wright bluffing. And what exactly is that supposed to mean? A length of wire, so what about it? I'll tell you what. We found this in the Babalese embassy not long ago. What? The VR. Yeah, good job, Cheese. Well done. Well done, Cheese. We found it wound up inside the grandfather's clock. You found that at the scene of Mr. Kochin's murder? Evidence that was not... That was evidence that was not shared with everyone else. So I think you'll agree now that I cannot trust you when you say that Interpol has thoroughly checked every room. And that this throws doubt on the purity of your investigation into the Yatagarasu. You still suspect me, I see. Alright, then I ask that you point out what part of my investigation is incomplete. The other Interpol agents worked under the command of Agent Sheena. And, okay, I'm thinking that she was the only one responsible for that room. And is it not possible the reason Kay was chasing chose the third floor was because that person knew there'd be no other agents on that floor? Furthermore, we've come to see that Agent Sheena was only pretending to be investigating to the point of arresting Kay. In that case, there was one location known as, yeah, her own. Sheena's own investigation. Oh, I guess it would be the room that Kay is in, though, right? Oh, no, okay, well, it would be this room, because in fact, this room is going to have the trench coat, right? The location, Agent Sheena, is of course the room you claim to have examined. I believe the room next to Mr. Kochin's office warrants a thorough inspection. Even if you do that, I doubt you'll find anything of use to you there. Huh. I will be the one to decide that. Detective Gumshoe! Yes, sir, I'm on it. I'll be right back after I check out that room. I love them all awkwardly waiting around for Gumshoe. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. Do you really think that Miss Sheena's the Yatagarasu? Yes, if my logic is sound, I believe she is. And I'm not gonna let her get away with ruining the name. But can you prove she's the Yatagarasu is the question. If Detective Gumshoe can find what I'm hoping he will, and just what are you hoping he'll find? Let's just say this, I had Detective Gumshoe do a little experiment for me earlier. As if the detective has the brains for high science. It wasn't that mentally taxing, I asked him to use the same escape route. And what did you find out? First, that it's possible for a person to fit through the revolving door. Second, by going through there, his coat was covered in ash and Bobbly's ink. Who cares what his coat was covered in? It's not worth that much anyway. Ah, but is it really worth so little? I believe it's actually quite a meaningful result. Oh, if you burn something, it'll turn green. Right? Mr. Edgeworth, I found... Are we gonna... Maybe we'll burn her... We'll burn her scarf? Maybe we'll burn her scarf? Or her black clothing? What are these things you found? Some makeup, a coat, and a pair of shoes. Wow. Wow. That's massive oversight. You found a coat? You hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? The possibility does exist. Agent Sheena, were these pieces of evidence not in the room when you examined it? Unfortunately for you, these aren't suspicious items of any sort. They all belong to me. They were getting in the way, so I stored them in that room. You just totally incriminated yourself. Thank you for bringing them back. It saves me a trip. These items that the detective brought back are incredibly significant. I request that we be allowed to examine them. They're my personal belongings, so you have no right to touch them without my permission. I wish to examine them for the sake of the investigation. But if you wish to deny us access to them, Agent Lang, let's hear your opinion. I say let him look at your stuff, Sheena. Lang! Sheena, let's put it all out in the open. If you're really innocent, you got nothing to worry about, right? I guess so. Alright, go ahead and examine whatever you like. After all, I have nothing to hide. Good, now let us begin. So which of Agent Sheena's belongings are you going to examine? The coat, for sure. Oh, good night, Unfunny! Good night, Unfunny. You're gonna miss me. Unmask this woman. It appears you managed to stain your coat rather badly, Agent Sheena. The Yatagarasu the Kay saw was wearing a coat. I'm beginning to wonder if that stain wasn't created when you went through the fireplace. The soup probably got on my coat when I was helping the police put out the fire. I wonder about this dark substance around the hem of it. Oh, I didn't realize the hem was that dirty. I'm sure it's just some water mixed in from soup from when I was helping with the fire. I don't think so. You can't get away with such a transparent lie. Yeah, don't lie to us, pal. This is the same pattern of dirt that got on my coat when I went through the fireplace. Your words ring hollow in the absence of evidence, you know. So unless you can prove the dirt is from it... How? You did a great job, Detective Gumshoe. What did I do? That coat is exactly the piece of evidence I was searching for. I've been hoping to find the coat and the person that she was wearing, and thanks to you we proved it, that going through the fireplace would indeed sully a coat. All that remains is for us to show that the dark substance on the coat is what it is. It's ink. This is the dark substance that sullied the hem of the coat.
Take that!
Bobbly's ink! Yes, this is what will prove that the coat went through the fireplace. According to Ambassador Polano, he burned some files this morning. You told us about that already, so I don't really see the point in mentioning it again. My point is that he spilled some ink on the back wall. If the dark substance on this coat turns out to be Bobbly's ink, it would prove that you and this coat went through the revolving fireplace wall. Sorry to have clipped under your wings, Yatagarasu, but we're not finished yet. You have no other way of proving that this is Bobbly's ink. Oh, but I do. And I intend to do it. It is ink. How, you ask? Well, since you don't seem to know, allow me to show you. This is how I will prove it. Burn it. We burn it. We can find out by lighting it on fire. That's how you're gonna prove that it's Bobbly's ink? Yes, if you would please cut a section of the dark stained area for me, I'd appreciate it. Because I will show you here and now what this dark substance is. Sheena, sorry to do this, but I'm gonna have to cut off a bit of your coat. Go ahead. I wasn't planning to wear it anymore anyway. Now then, if someone could loan me a lighter or something. Oh, I got some matches. I always carry them with me so I can light smoke bombs. And if I could please have one, K. The flame. It's the same color as the flames Wit Crystal Oil produces, which means Bobbly's ink is a product of Wit Crystal Oil, and when lit, the ink produces a green flame. Huh. I believe the time has come to clip the Yatagarasu's other wing. Miss Sheena, you're the fake Yatagarasu, the one who killed my father. It's about time you came clean, Agent Sheena. Or should I say, Callisto you. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, you're not serious, are you? Do I look like the joking type to you? Ha ha ha. Callisto you, I've never heard that name before in my life. That manner of speaking and that attitude, you haven't changed a bit in 7 years. You're the defense attorney that killed Mr. Faraday and tried to frame me for it. Oh really, and you have proof? You insist that I am this Callisto you woman, but you can't prove it. If you have no proof, then I'm afraid you won't be able to lay a finger on me. The raven is a very unique bird, one that flies by the darkness of night. However, the light of dawn has arrived, and it will reveal your true ugly form to the world. Enough poetry, I wish to see some evidence. Do you really have something that can prove that she is Callisto you? I do. It's something the second Yatagarasu has preserved for us the last 7 years. Do me the honor, Mr. Edgeworth. I will, Kay, for we have finally come to the end. Wait, is she still wearing the perfume? Wait, what? I'm actually confused. Do we think that she's been wearing the same perfume this whole time? This perfume. This will prove you to be Callisto you. It will. Kay has preserved it perfectly for us. Surely you remember this bottle. This belonged to Miss Yu just before she disappeared 7 years ago. Naturally. Oh! This means a few of her fingerprints are on... Okay. Did Kay Faraday really preserve it so well that the fingerprints were never smudged off? That's a little far-fetched, but I'll take it. I heard it from my father, Byrne Faraday, that if stored under the right conditions... Okay. We explained it. We're good. Love you, Kay. You're cute. Means your fingerprints are still on here, every exact one. We can clear everything up if we were to compare the prints on this to your own. Now come, Agent Sheena. Will you submit yourself to a fingerprint test? Haha. Ha 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 ha! Whoa! Look at that look! Look at that look! Ha 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 ha! It looks like you've seen right through me yet again. The music. You're sending the biggest chill down my spine, Edgeworth. Callisto you. So you've shown your true face at last. This feeling of thrill, it's even greater than that time 7 years ago. Sheena, you're... Lang, I really enjoyed our days together. You're an insanely strong, nice, kind-hearted idiot of a man. So you were a spy all along. A mole sent by the smuggling ring I've been chasing after. Someone who's been feeding them intel on Interpol all this time. Ha! Very good. Maybe you're not as big of an idiot as I thought. Callisto you, the woman who killed my father. You're her, aren't you? The fake Yatagarasu. That's right. Callisto you, that's just one of my many names. But even that is just a facade. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the great thief Yatagarasu. Callisto you, this time you won't escape, for this is the end of the road for you. Now come along quietly. She's gotta be packing a gun. You know, you're the one who left the strongest impression on me, Kay Faraday. And had you not used the Yatagarasu's gadgets, I might have never known who you were. But here you are, being a thorn in my side, just like your father always was. Kay, don't! I'll never forgive you for what you did. You really are just like him. Mr. Faraday, too, possessed such laughable honesty. I knew it. Kay. Ah! You let Kay go right now, pal! You despicable! Let go of me, you filthy! Ah! You think I'm a fake, don't you? Well, unfortunately for you, I'm the real deal. But that's impossible! My father was the one who created Little Thief! Ha ha ha! Hey, Edgeworth! The Yatagarasu has 3 legs. Do you know why that is? Why it has 3 legs? There are 3 main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be 1 step ahead. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, he always knows exactly how to disarm it. No, it can't be. Did you finally figure it out? Do you know the identity of the Yatagarasu? The real identity is... all 3. Neither Burn nor Callisto U. They are also both the real. Ha! How very perceptive of you. No way. The single person known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu never existed. I refuse to believe this. The Yatagarasu is known to have 3 special skills. Skill number 1. It always knows the exact location. And a lawyer would have the opportunity to learn the layout of client corporations. Skill number 2. The Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. And a good prosecutor would be well versed in the ways of a criminal. And skill number 3. The Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind, ever. That was so cool. Detective Bad. It was only natural for the Yatagarasu to never leave evidence behind, because the lead detective on the case hid it all away. You're the 3rd member of the Yatagarasu! I've been looking for you a long time. 7 long years, but I finally got you. Ha! Why, Mr. Bad, no long time no see. What happened to us? We used to be such a great team. If you were such a great team, then why did you kill my father 7 years ago? Ha! Why indeed. It was nothing personal, really. He was just another person I had to kill. I grow wary of this, and it's about time for everything to come to an end. And this time I won't miss. Stop! You! It's over, Sheena. Your leg. Agent Lang! You idiot. What were you thinking jumping in front of my gun like that? What are you risking your life for? I'm sorry, Detective Bad, but no matter what sort of past she may have had, or even if she's a spy, doesn't change the fact that she is my subordinate. And as long as she is, I can't allow any harm to come to her. Not even from you. You really are an idiot, you know that? Ha! That's fine with me. You should know by now, this is just who I am. Hey, sis. Okay, Leng is so cool. I'm glad he had such an awesome moment like that. I want you to conduct a full body search. Might have another weapon on her. Alright. Detective Gumshoe, your assistance, please. Sir! Oh, she didn't call him Scruffy. Hey, I found something. It looks like the blade of a knife, but it doesn't have a handle. This is a great find, Detective. Huh? Let's try pairing this up with this handle. I believe this blade actually belongs with the handle on the murder weapon. Hey, they fit together perfectly! This blade must have been taken from the crime scene when the knives were switched. I'm gonna go return this Babyliss knife now. Alright, I trust that you'll make sure it is returned to Ambassador Polano. Babalie's knife handle given to Detective Gumshoe. I believe this makes it perfectly clear who did it, Callisto Yu. For the only time the handles could have switched is after Mr. Cochin's murder. Ha! Which means you must be Mr. Cochin's killer. You killed Mr. Cochin with the alabaster knife. Switched the handles and then took the original blade. Later, you allowed yourself to be spotted. You used the fireplace to lose her, and then you went back to accuse her of the murder. Does that about sum it up?
Objection!
What an awful objection, voice. You craft an engaging tale, Edgeworth, but there are two problems with it. Problems? In what respect? Who approved that line? Every other voice line is pretty decent. It was all so I could capture Kay Faraday. What? When I saw you using that device at Gatewaterland, I knew right away that you were Byrne Faraday's daughter. Ha! I became curious, so I researched a little into your background. That's how I found out that you were on the trail of the Yatagarasu. So you tried to pin Mr. Cochin's murder on me. I knew you'd show up at the embassy tonight. So I thought to use you, but pinning the murder wasn't my only goal. Heh, yes. I had planned to search you and take back the device that rightfully belongs to me, the true Yatagarasu. You were gonna take little thief away from me? 7 years ago, it was thanks to that device that Faraday was able to infiltrate this place. But he stole more than he should have. I had a tough time recovering that precious key. Then the person who stole the key was Mr. Faraday. You. That incident 7 years ago. What was the catalyst behind it? In the eyes of the smuggling ring, the Yatagarasu was becoming a bit of a problem. It wasn't an especially pleasant assignment. Then why? Why'd you become a member? Why? There is no why. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. From the beginning? What is that supposed to mean? The person I take orders from hasn't changed, even now to this day. Does this mean the leader of the smuggling ring wasn't Mr. Cochin? Then the real ringleader is still out there pulling the strings. Are you done asking what you need to know? Because if so, we should probably get going. And you're gonna tell me everything you did tonight. Do you understand, Sheena? I guess I should tell you then that I was the one who set the Babalie's embassy on fire. And why did you do that? I suppose it was to destroy all evidence of the counterfeit bills. That was what the smuggling ring was trying to do. But then why start two fires? Sorry, but I can't tell you anything about the ring. It's your job to complete your investigation, after all. I've had my fun, now it's your turn to enjoy the ride. Wait. I mean, Miss Sheena. When I fell to the floor earlier, these fell at my feet. What about them? They're such pretty hair sticks that I thought, well, I should return them to you. Ah! You can have them. They're of no use to me anymore. If you don't want them, you can always just throw them away. No, I want to keep them. What's the significance of these hairpieces? Ha! Suit yourself. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot, Edgeworth. About the second problem I had with your story. I didn't kill anyone tonight. What? I'm not saying that as a sore loser. Think of it as a hint, if you will. Mr. Prosecutor. Yes, Agent Lang. Mark my words, I'm not done here and I'll be back. And it's got nothing to do with duty or anything, because this has become my personal case. I may have been shot, but I'll show you just how dangerous a wounded wolf can be. His anger appears to have negated the sensation of pain in his injured leg. What a badass. What a badass. It's finally over. Okay, also, he should really try to keep Callisto Yu under wraps more. She might escape again. I feel like I've peered into her heart a little, you know? And it's so cold and dark and incredibly lonely. The person who was giving her all these commands. The one who thought my father was a problem to be removed. That person is the real ringleader behind the smuggling ring. Mr. Edgeworth, I have a favor to ask. Can you hold on to these hair sticks for me? They're really pretty, just like the ones they were selling for the Jammin' Ninja. But until this case is over, I don't think I can look at them. This feels like crucial evidence, doesn't it? I understand. I'll take good care of them for you. It's a bit of soil stuck on the ends. Ah, I guess it's that time already, huh? So it's midnight, the dawn of another day. Hey, Pops, thanks a bunch. You really did a lot for everyone all these years. Detective Bad, don't tell me today is the day. Yeah, it is. With this, I can retire in peace. It was down to the wire, and we almost didn't make it. But we did it. We solved everything. But that's just it. We haven't solved everything yet. The ringleader of the smuggling ring. You, the Yatagarasu we're chasing after. The legend of that Yatagarasu is now over. Mr. Edgeworth, that bit of logic earlier, it was brilliant. That was a really nice compliment. I feel like I could leave it all in your hands. I'm counting on you. Is it really true, Uncle Bad? Were you really a part of the Yatagarasu? As I said to you early, Kay, I'm really sorry. I wanted nothing but a peaceful life for you. Hey, don't take it all so seriously. It's all just a big joke, right? Unfortunately, it isn't. Oh, come on, sir. She's just yanking on my chain, isn't she, Mr. Edgeworth? Detective Bad. Wait, no, you are no longer a detective. Mr. Bad. I'd like to ask you about the Yatagarasu. Mr. Edgeworth. Here, I should give these back to you. These are the pages from my KG8 case file. Oh, Detective Bad was the one who broke into his office? Huh? Wait, that's actually huge. Mr. Edgeworth, I must apologize for last night. He didn't just think to ask? So the Yatagarasu was you, was it? That means what? Tell me it's not true. That's too insane for me to believe, sir. It's true. Even if it's not something you want to hear. The KG8 incident. It was a very emotionally trying case. We stood in that courtroom. Faraday as the prosecutor and I as the lead detective. Faraday had evidence in his possession that would prove the defendant guilty. However, because it was stolen, the defendant was found innocent. You was the elder sister of the victim in that case. When the defendant was pronounced not guilty, she let out a great wail. So I guess it was all fabricated, though? Callisto Yu pretended to be the older sister so that she could get in with them? She could get in with the three of them? That's when we realized there was a limit to what the law could do. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside of the courts. And that's what we thought at the time. That's how we formed the Yatagarasu and vowed to bring to light any dirty dealings companies had, including companies that dealt with the Amano Group. Mr. Amano's conglomerate. We called ourselves the Yatagarasu and flexed our collective muscle. We exposed all sorts of shady dealings as a warning to the business world as a whole. By doing that, we were able to stop the higher-ups from covering things up. And then, it was finally time. We had finally arrived at the moment when we find out the ringleader's true identity. It was then that you literally stabbed us in the heart, and Faraday, he died for it. But why? Wasn't she the sister of the victim? After Faraday's death, I looked into her past, and that's when I found out that she was a phony. The victim of the KG8 incident, Cess Yu. She never had a sister. What? Sheena wasn't the only fake name she used. Callisto Yu was another pseudonym. From the very beginning, that woman was a spy sent by the smuggling ring. She said it herself. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. Anyway, let's return to the real topic at hand. Mr. Edgeworth, this trump card that we stuck onto at the page of the case file. Please use it wisely. Trump card. That photo that we stuck on there. Try peeling it off. Behind it slumbers a piece of evidence that Faraday hid away all those years ago. It's the mark of the Yatagarasu, but why? This is a directives card from the big boss. Take a look at the back. This was something Kochin had on him at the time of the KG-8 incident 10 years ago. This is massive. That blood is from the victim of the incident, Miss CCU. But why is the card adorned with the mark of the Yatagarasu? The reason why we called ourselves the Yatagarasu was because of the three-legged raven mark the smuggling ring's boss used. Wow, so the mark, whoa! Apparently, orders from the boss would come on these cards without fail. The person who received the order was supposed to burn it immediately after reading it. That means the white card was probably a calling card to the leader of the smuggling ring. That's why it was white and black instead of black and white. And apparently it burns a bright green flame when set ablaze. See, I mean, the cards were written in Babalese ink. The fact that the card that Kochin was sent with made it into Faraday's hands at all is nothing short of a miracle. We decided that whenever we stole anything, we would send a card along with it to the police. So that's what those white cards are. The great thief that used the mark that only those within the ring would know. It was our message to the ringleader. I nailed it. But we were only a few steps behind. So the KG-8 was 3 years before. Yeah, that was 10 years ago. Because 7 years ago was the past, right? Like 7 years ago was Edgeworth's first case, and then 3 years before that was that first KG-8 incident, right? That's what I think. So now that it's in the present, it's 10 years instead of 7. That's my thought. One more thing, Detective Gumshoe. I'm entrusting this to you. What is it, sir? This is what I was talking about earlier. During the KG-8 incident, Faraday had this in his possession. This important, definitive piece of evidence. But I thought it was stolen. How do you have it? The person who stole it from us 10 years ago was a man by the name of Ernest Amano. And he had it locked and hidden away for all this time. But we forced him to tell us where it was, finally, after the other day's kidnapping case. Wow, it all comes together. Don't come any closer, I'm warning you! Oh, right! The same video as the one Mr. Portsman was trying to conceal from me. It all comes together, folks. Even he was caught up in the ring's web. Amano was preparing to take on the boss someday. And the video was his insurance. That's where the prosecutor comes in. He was to retrieve the video. On top of that, he was apparently instructed to sneak into your office and steal the trump card. You saw it for yourself, right? The card that told him to preserve the evidence. The black card. It was a directives card from the ringleader. Oh, this is so cool. Those two pieces together make for a strong weapon for whoever holds them. The evidence Mr. Portsman thought to withhold from me, and the one that you stole from my office last night. Both pieces are illegal, and for me to use either one is, whether you use them or not, is up to you. But they will be of help to you when you take on someone who is above the law. Edgeworth, this is not a court, so you don't have to worry about that. Is the boss one of those who cannot be brought to court that Mr. Faraday spoke of? Detective Bad, there is no limit to the law, for it is the people who determine the limits to them. You still insist that even now. You really are something else. I leave the rest in your hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, the handcuffs. It's time to lock up the last remaining member of the Yatagarasu. Pops! Don't ever lose your detective spirit. Pops! Why is this happening? This isn't justice! Like I always told you, do not get emotionally involved. Now let's go. Yes, sir! Is this really the end of a legend? Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay, I guess we should call it here and try to finish it up on Friday. I feel like we'll finally finish things up the next day. Maybe. I think Friday we can finish it. Or maybe we can try a little more. Let's see. Why don't we try just a little bit more? Let's try just a little bit more. Now we know the Yatagarasu, who it really was. And yet there remains much of this case. Hey, Baka! I think you have 2 weeks to finish your battle. Wow, the first game already finished. Nice. Holy cow. The two countries have incredibly strict moments. Short of a miracle, it's impossible for someone to smuggle them in. Smuggling them in, huh? We'll need to open a new line of investigation on just about this aspect alone. But before we do, I'd like to go through my evidence once more. Tossing out unnecessary evidence. Hey, there's a VCR here, sir. Now we can see what's on that tape Detective Bad gave us. This piece of evidence from the KG-8 incident. I just know this is related to our current case somehow. Oh, Advance Wars? How many days is streaming? Oh, how many? I feel like 7 or 8. Bach, if you look at my YouTube page, you can see in my history, you can see the number of them. It's Manny Cochin, holding a knife in his hands. This looks like footage from a security camera. You're right, Baka, in a way this is taking... Well, to be fair, this is part 8, but 2 of my streams were a lot shorter. So the number of hours is shorter. Unlike you, I actually read the summary file. And the crime scene was the victim's own apartment. This footage was shot at the footage of the victim's own apartment building. At the trial, Mr. Faraday claimed this piece of evidence. Somehow someone was able to steal and hide it through Ernesto Mano. I can see how this definitely would have been a definitive piece. But it's a piece of evidence from a 10-year-old case. There's no way it's related to this case. Actually, I believe it has everything to do with the case we're working on. The ringleader even went so far as to use Mr. Portsman to retrieve it. Which means that in this video lies a very inconvenient bit of footage for the ringleader. Where? Oh, wait, what was that? That bit you played just now. Please show it to me again. This car! This is something we cannot overlook. Why is that, sir? Look here, Detective Gumshoe.
Take that!
This is the national flag of the Principality of Codopia. And because it has the national flag, we know this to be an official government car. But the question we should be asking ourselves is, what was a government car doing there? Ah, Miss Von Karma, Mr. Edgeworth, you were here this whole time. Oh, you're right, Retro. It seems like it didn't refill my life bar. Ambassador Alba. Thank you very much for continuing the investigation, even at this time of night. Ah, if only I was a little bit more careful. This tragedy would never have happened. I am truly sorry. This wasn't your fault, sir. This had nothing to do with how careful you are. You idiot, Quercus! You couldn't chase after a simple thief! Now then, let's get down to the real reason why I came looking for the two of you. I would like you to put the investigation on hold for a while. Can you do that? Excuse me? I heard you've apprehended the thief that turned the embassy upside down. And we are in the middle of an event celebrating our country's reconciliation. We can't exactly have the police and detectives walking around here forever. You're scaring the visitors away. So I hope that you can understand how I feel. Oh, we must finish our investigation and resolve the remaining issues. Why don't we leave the rest to the Alabastion and Babalis police? Ambassador, we were so close, just a little more and... Miss Von Karma, I'm afraid I've made up my mind. And without my permission, you cannot proceed with your investigation anyway, right? That's true, however... As he said at the very beginning, this area can be considered to be Alabastion soil. In which case, we are nothing but foreigners in their land. Is this really where our investigation ends? Shifu! We found Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Shifu, this way! Yo! Wow, look at him. He's back already. Agent Lang, you're back on the scene rather quickly. Edgeworth and I have the same way of thinking, don't we? If I laid back and took a break, I'd lose the scent of my prey, Mr. Prosecutor. Agent Lang, why have you returned? Because I have to solve this case no matter what. Well, I'm sorry to inform you. And don't take this the wrong way. I don't suspect you personally. However, a member of Interpol was just found to be a thief, and so... Under these circumstances, I wish to put your investigation on hold. After all, I believe our own police can handle things from here. They're quite capable. At this rate, our investigation really will come to a close. Ambassador Alba, I get it now, I really do. Oh, I'm very glad you understand how I feel. No, not that. What I was talking about is... I know who the killer is behind tonight's murder. You! No! The... killer! Do you really mean that, Agent Lang? Heh, wolves don't lie. Then who is it? Well, let me first say that I'm not talking about Mr. Cochin's murder. That was Alshina. Lang Zi says, the truth lies not at the exit, but rather shines outside the maze itself. Hey, Wombats, nice to see you! He's a wolf, that's why. Nice to see you, Wombats. Have you played Ace Attorney game? Have you ever played these games before? The truth is unexpectedly simple. So let me ask you this. Who do you think was Damask the Second's killer? I'll tell you who. It was you! Franziska von Karma! I was the killer! Hey, wait! But that's impossible! Yeah. Yeah, although that whip is actually quite... Hold your tongue, and that ludicrous remark you were about to make. Agent Lang, are you seriously accusing her of murder? Yeah, I am. He doesn't appear to be joking. Hey, sis. I remember that just before Ambassador Alba went to give his speech, he called you into his office, right? Yes, he did. But what does that have to do with anything? I'm getting to that. Furthermore, in order to solve both cases, you moved around rather freely between Alabast and Bobble, did you not? And where is your evidence that I'm the killer? Heh, I was just getting to that. Trust me, I'll show them to you in good time. Ambassador Alba, in order for me to bring this case to a close, I'll need to inspect your office one more time. Will you grant me permission? With things as they are, I suppose I don't have much of a choice, do I? Good. Now let's move out. Oh, and don't even think about running away, sis. My pack will be keeping a close eye on you. You can bet your bottom dollar on it. Huh! As if I would have any reason to flee. But just so we're clear, your logic had better be sound. Because I'll accept nothing short of a perfect explanation. She seems rather upset, not that I blame her. Ha 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 ha! I expected you to accept no less. But we'll see how long you can keep that nose of yours stuck up in the air like that.
Hold it!
Agent Lang, as someone related to tonight's case, I request that you allow me to take part, and so that I may clean up my superior's mess. Huh, I guess I should. The more the merrier, especially when it's the peanut gallery. Oh, in that case, I want to join in too. I still haven't seen what it looks like in Alabast yet. If you let Kay in, you gotta let me in too, pal. I can't sit around and do nothing when Miss Von Karma's in trouble. Hey, Gummy, let's have a competition to see who can save her first, okay? Oh yeah, I'm fired up and raring to go. As a detective, I don't believe this is something you're supposed to be excited over. Ha 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 ha! Sounds like this is gonna be a real interesting thing. Ambassador Alba, I'll be bringing these kids along for the ride. Very well. But I'd like you to keep in mind that this will be your last chance. I'll have this whole mess cleaned up, before you know it. Now let's go. Okay, I understand now. He accused her just so we can get more time to investigate, huh? And look at that, it's officially the Ides of March. Okay, now, let's first go over the fact one more time. Manny Cochin's body was found in the Secretariat's office. The weapon that took his life was one of Alabast's ornamental knives. And then, the body of Damask II, Mr. Kashino, was found here in the Alabastan ambassador's office. Through our investigation, we found the murder weapon was this Prima statue. And that this is actually Babel's statue. This case, no matter how I look at it... Lang, you just admitted that you touched something that you should not be touching. Sis, if it wasn't you, there's no one else who could have pulled this off. Agent Lang, do you understand the full implication of what you are saying? Of course I do, sis, and I'm serious. You were on the trail of the smuggling ring, and you wanted any evidence you could find. And so, while people were distracted, you snuck in here. That's when you two ran into each other. You and that other thief who took advantage of the confusion. Emerald Ruby, Damask I is, he was from, the third Ace Attorney game. So he's like, I think he retired or he got arrested or something. If that were true, how do you explain the movement of the weapons? Don't worry, I plan to show you that you're the culprit behind that too. You have permission to investigate both embassies at will. With that kind of free reign, you could have easily taken the weapons across country lines. Hey now. Look, sis, I thought I already told you I'm not messing around here. This case isn't directly tied to the smuggling ring, but Sheena certainly is tied to it. He's right in saying that she is a member of that ring. However, the connection between the case and the ring, could it not be deeper than what any of us can imagine? Let's get this ridiculous circus over with already. Francisco, you need to calm down because you only know the facts of the Alabastan side. I don't believe you can see the case as a whole and therefore solve it. But don't worry, I'm taking this seriously as well, and I will prove your innocence. That's the only way to be, Mr. Prosecutor. But can you come up with anything else that can top my hypothesis? Of course, your explanation has to solve the mystery of the moving weapons as well. Of course, and I will. Let us now delve deep into the truth behind the murder of Damask II. You do understand, don't you, Miles Edgeworth? This isn't just a confrontation against Agent Lang. If you can't figure out how the murder of Damask II is related, then it will mean the end of our investigation. As long as I have no good counter-argument, then the best I can do is walk this thin tightrope and see what I can do. Come on, Mr. Prosecutor, let's get started. Yes, let's. Oh! We're going straight into testimony here. Okay, again, I'm thinking maybe I should call it here. Let's call it right here now. We got a little bit deeper. We'll finish this on Friday. I'm sure we'll finish this on Friday, you guys. As much as I'm enjoying all those spicy little climaxes. All right, folks. So, and I can start my Advanced Wars game. Good night to all of you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Tomorrow there's no stream. Thursday we got no stream. We are taking a break. I'm enjoying Pi Day. Hope you guys all enjoy your own Pi Day. Good night to all of you. Friday we'll finish up this game. I'm sure of it. And then next week we'll be able to start Digital Devil Survivor. Shin Megami Tensei. That'll be really cool. Good night to Outlaw. Good night Retro. Good night Emerald Ruby. Oh hey Lord Nero. Came at the right time. Oh darn. Too bad Lich King. Good night to Lich King. Pi Day indeed. Who else? Good night Cheese. Good night Wombats. Who else am I missing? Good night Baka. Anyone else I'm missing? Good night Thunder. Good night you guys. Peace out. See you Friday. Hope you enjoy your Pi Day. And have a good rest of your evening.
What's the general demi operation?